Okay, hello everybody, my name is Lagspike and I'm joined by Rengor here.
Hello.
And today we're going to be going over all of the non-personal skills in Three Houses, and we are going to rank them. When I say non-personal, I mean all of these skills are obtainable through some way that doesn't involve like a personal skill. So it's class skills, mastery skills, anything like skills that you get from just having a certain rank in a weapon type or movement type or whatever. Anything basically is on the table. Rengor, could you? My viewers are almost entirely Fate's viewers, so just in case they don't know you, could you give like a little bit of your background?
Alright, so I'm Rengor. I did some of the first 0% runs of this game. They're not the only ones right now, but they are among the first ones. I've done some meta-analysis on the game, and in general in Fire Emblem, I do 0%, so I do crazy stuff. I don't know. What else are you expecting me to say? I just meme, and it works.
Yes, Rengor. The sad truth is that before Three Houses, Rengor used to be FE12 and Fates type of guy, but then the Fire Nation attacked, and now we have to go into the most new Fire Emblem game to have him work. So we're just gonna go over what these tiers mean, and then we'll get started. So just like in the Fates one, we have 5 tiers. We have 6 tiers. This time we're gonna start off with 6 tiers instead of adding one just to put lethality into it. We have meta defining. Meta-defining is basically any skill that you like, unless you are in a very, very specific, like random, like off-meta build. These skills are skills that you're gonna want to get. Like these skills are very, very good. Like just they're super good. Always worthwhile. What do we define as always worthwhile?
It's like skills that if you're in a if you're in a specific role, you're gonna always want these.
Right. And nice to have are quality of life upgrade, quality of life things for like quality of life skills that are widely applicable to many builds, or really useful skills for like one specific build. Niche skills are skills that are like only applicable to very off meta type builds. Bad skills are skills that, if I remember correctly, bad skills are skills that basically you never like you can. They're the type of skills that you forget that they even exist. And terrible skills are the skills that live rent free in your head because they suck so much. You want to get started with the breaker skills, Rengor?
Yep. Alright, so we're beginning with the breaker skills, and already there's a bit of disparity here in the terms of usefulness. So in general, the most useful ones are Sword Breaker and Lance Breaker. Sword Breaker... So, first of all, to understand skills in Three Houses, you need to understand Three Houses. And to understand Three Houses, you need to understand Echoes. Because the gameplay model was actually designed after the Echoes one. And that is that stats are very tiered in their nature. You can define enemy speed on maddening by 3 tiers: the low speed, the middle speed, and the fast speed. Low is like armor knights, the things that great knights, things that are really slow. Middle is like snipers, warriors, paladins, like stuff that you are expected to double with a speedster character with like a darting blow comfortably. And then fast tier is the stuff that you are almost never gonna double, like sword masters, assassins, war masters, that kind of stuff. Grapplers are slowish. They're like on the middle, in like the middle of middle and fast, but it's still pretty unlikely to double them after like a certain chapter.
Yeah, I do want to point out that we don't have Fist Breaker because it's actually not available to the player units.
Fun fact: if it was available, it would actually reduce the hit rate of enemy monsters.
Yeah, because it's the same. Yeah, it's so weird. I've found so many uses for Sword Breaker. Whenever I get Sylvain to B rank lances, even though I'm not at Swift Strikes yet, like I just find it so useful because those fucking mercenaries in the early game are so cancer to deal with.
Alright, and so like that's part of the reason, that because with the fast tier, right? The fast tier are sword units, usually, that are fast. Sword Prowess 5 gives plus 20 avoid, and then they can also be like on forest terrain or something. So the strategy here is that since you can't double them, the go-to method of dealing with them in one round is combat arts. Specifically stuff like Vengeance, Swift Strikes, etc. Yeah, Hunter's Volley and that. And
reliable combat arts that make sure that you're able to take care of them. And for reliability, you need hit rates, and that's where Swordbreaker shines.
Yep, which is why it's mostly facilitated on Swift Strike users, in my opinion. And then Lancebreaker is on Axis, which are probably the best weapon type for default combat, like not combat arts, just regular combat. Especially since, you know, Wyvern, then War Master. And there are...
good against Pegasi.
Yes.
The Pegasi in the defending the monastery chapter in Azure Moon, you can have your Cyril, and if, like, I did this on my first Maddening run, he didn't have hit plus 20, and he had like a Steel Bow plus, and he went in for point blank volley, which already has like an innate hit bonus when you use it.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Plus 3 might, plus 10 avoid.
My bad. I don't remember like as granular stuff, but yeah, no, he was facing like 50 to 60 hit. Like Lancebreaker can be a lifesaver, but obviously it's only for when you're using Axis. But yep. It's still like a good example to show how dodgy enemy lance users can be.
Yeah, especially useful with Brave Axis too, since you're using those to counter Pegasi.
I think that we can all agree that like Tomebreaker and Axebreaker are like basically useless. Well, Axebreaker less so, but Tomebreaker definitely is useless because like magic is so heavy, and enemy magic users, even though like aside from maybe like Mortal Savants, don't tend to have enough strength to balance it out.
Yeah, and then it can be useful. It's annoying in enemy hands, but we're not counting that. Personally, how I would view them is. Sword and Lancebreaker would go into nice to have, and then the others in niche. Lancebreaker above Swordbreaker in my opinion, because dealing with enemy Pegasi is more important, since axes get utilized so much.
I do agree with that. I'm going to put Tomebreaker at the bottom, and then this. I actually think that Swordbreaker is better because it's more of a direct path. You're not always like if you like Swordbreaker is on the same path as your Swift Strike or your Vengeance. Like your Dedue or your Sylvain or your Ferdinand or your Sedith, like they're going to get Swordbreaker, and well, for Dedue he's going to get Vengeance, and then he's going to get Swordbreaker. For the others, they're going to get Swordbreaker, then they're going to get Swift Strikes, and it flows into the other one really well as well.
I mean, counterpoint, Lancebreaker flows into Wyvern.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think they're fine as they are. I mean, both these skills are like they have their uses, and there's often times where you're going to see a map and you're going to be like, hey, I think I could make use of it, and you're going to be able to make use of it.
Also, turns out I actually lied. Point Blank Volley does have a 10 hit bonus. However, Steel Bow Plus is like 15 hit less than Iron Bow Plus, and enemy Pegasi or Falcons are especially dodgy. So yes. It does have a hit bonus, but it wasn't enough.
Have like Lance Prowess plus 5, and then also like Avoid plus 10 from their class, which we'll talk about later. Now we're going to be moving on to the Prowess skills. Now all of the Prowess skills are slightly, most of the Prowess skills are slightly different. For example, the Sword Prowess gives you 10 hit, 20 avoid, and 10 crit avoid. All of the Prowess skills, if I'm correct, give you 10 crit avoid, except for obviously Battalion Prowess.
Yes.
But they add up to 30 hit and 30 hit and avoid when you add the hit and avoid together, but it's distributed differently. For Axis, it's 20 hit, 10 avoid. For Lances, it's 15 of each. I believe for bows, it's also 15 of each. For Brawling and Swords, I think it's 10, 20.
10 hit, 20 avoid.
And for Tomes, for Reason, it's 20 hit, 10 avoid, which is really nice. And for Faith, it's 10 hit, 20 avoid, which is not that nice. Whereas Authority level 5 gives plus 10 might with gambits, which is nice. But I find that towards the late game, especially, I end up using my gambits more, my battalions more for support. There are definitely moments where I like using my offensive battalions, but like I find that this becomes less useful as the game goes on.
I would go as far to say as that 40 level 5 should be in bad category, because honestly, you're not using gambits for damage as much. It requires very specific strategies to really get usage out of that, because like you're mainly using them to break monster shields or for crowd control. And lowering enemy stats. Like the straight up damage is usually like just not a factor after the massive early game where you don't even have a choice in like equipment. I always advise removing a 4D level X from your characters whenever there is an alternative.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the first skill to go for a net and like Ignatz, for example, because they have like rallies and other stuff that they can equip. I think that the best of the cream of the crop here is Lance Prowess and Bow Prowess.
Axe Prowess?
Axe Prowess is great, but like Lance Prowess and Bow Prowess, like Lance combat arts and Bow combat arts, they make and break the way you can play the game.
I mean, Axe's plus 20 hit make and break the entire weapon balance, because like I would argue that Axe Prowess is probably the most important of the bunch, then followed by Bow Prowess and then Lance Prowess. Bow Prowess because you're... Actually, probably Bow Prowess should be even higher, because Bow Prowess is like useful all throughout because of how often you'll be using bows on physical units. So I would say it's like Bow, Axe, and Lance, because honestly you can sometimes go without Lance Prowess on Vengeance characters, for example, but like have fun using an Axe user without Axe Prowess.
Yeah, definitely. Your Axe units definitely do need Axe Prowess. Like, without Prowess, it's pretty bad. I'd say that the thing with Sword Prowess is like if you're trying to do like that avoid lifestyle, it's pretty useful. But otherwise, like, why would you? Like, it's actually painful. How, like, for example, like if you're using it against like late game enemies, late game assassins and whatnot, like dodgy enemies. And like even the less dodgy enemies, like paladins, they have not great speed. They're in like the middle, but they have Swordbreaker because they have lance rank, and it makes it way annoying, especially considering that this only gives you 10 hit, and 10 hit is not that much.
Yeah, it's not great. I know for certain that Reason Prowess and Brawling Prowess would also go into that tier of always worthwhile.
Faith Prowess, I would be willing to put into niche, because when do you use like Faith offensively? Like, it's just for Faith is great because it has warp and like other stuff, but it's not great because of offense.
And even then, Seraphim is like the best offensive spell for Faith, but even then you're not really gonna be using Faith Prowess if you have alternatives.
I want to put Sword Prowess in niche, nice to have, because there's a decent number of units that that are able to run avoid strats. Obviously, there's the Dancer Ferdinand copy pasta, but we also have the same kind of situation with Dimitri. You could run it with Felix, Petra, yada yada yada. You get the gist.
I get the gist. I don't agree with it.
Yeah,
I get the gist.
yeah. I'm saying, like, I also don't like sword avoid strats on basically anybody except for Dimitri, and that's because you can stack it along with Vantage Rats to make it so that he has good avoid against the siege tomes. But like I would definitely much rather run other stuff, but it's still like it's a build that works, and this is a pretty useful linchpin for that build.
Yep.
Moving on to crit skills. Crit skills are kind of made and broken on how much crit the weapon type itself has. Keep in mind, there's no dark magic crit or faith crit. This is Felix's budding mastery, if I remember correctly, and also you get it at the.
It's also Edelgard's budding talent mastery, which is especially ironic because it doesn't even work with half her reason spells.
Oh yeah, because she mostly learns dark magic.
Yeah, she learns Fire, Bolganon, Luna, and the Hades. So it's like, bro, I'm boosting Fire and Bolganon, epic. So yeah, Reason crit goes into bad.
Yeah, because like, why the fuck did you run? Like, it's Felix. No, dude, shut the hell up. Get out of here. Like, running magic Felix. Like, you better be in like Dark Bishop or something. Because otherwise, I don't respect it.
The Mortal Savant with 2 spells.
Dark Knight Felix for the real flex.
Yo.
After that, I think Brawling crit is probably the best, because I mean it synergizes with what the.
No. Bow crit is best. Because Hunter's Volley strats, remember? Hunter's Volley Killer Bow Plus is like the default combo, so I don't think it's meta defining. It's always worthwhile though.
Yeah, bow crit, like once you hit S rank, you find space for like bow crit in it, like when you're using Ignatz, or like even if you're for like Leone or Cyril if you're using point blank.
Then it's brawling prowess.
Do you think that the crit skills are better or worse than the prowess skills?
Well, you have prowess skills for more. Honestly, I would say the prowess skills are overall worth more throughout your game. Bow crit plus 10 is like useful later for sure, but I don't know. I would keep the prowess.
Better than any of these, or would you say that it's worse than all of these?
Honestly, I don't think it's worth spending that much time trying to figure out. So let's just leave it how it is.
I like sword crit, but it's not like it's okay. I find that it's okay.
I think the next one should be like probably lance crit.
Yeah, because you have a bunch of like really powerful lances, like Lance of Ruin if you can make it work, because it has. I don't remember if Luin and Eredbar have crit built in.
They do. They all have. They have. Luin has 10. Eredbar has, I believe, 10, and Lance of Ruin has 20. Hold up, let me look up Eredbar because like I barely know the weapon.
I know for a fact that
10 crit.
65 hit. 65 hit. That's one thing I know.
I mean 65 hit, yes, but on the other hand, hello Rhea, hey Rhea, can I have 22 mighty rank to support church? Yes, actually goes Crimson Flower.
Yeah, that's the ultra flex. I think we put Lance crit. I would say I'd say it's better than the breaker skills probably.
Axe crit
and then
next.
Axe crit, and then sword crit. I would put it right here.
Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly.
Like it kind of works nicely with the cursed Ashia sword, but the issue is that again that sword doesn't have the greatest hit, and the sword prowess doesn't help you out in the hit.
No, allow me to correct that sentence. It works well with the cursed Ashia sword. The problem is it's a sword.
Yeah, exactly. that's the problem. And also like Wuda has like 25 more hit or something, or maybe it's like 15 more hit than the cursed Ashia sword.
20.
Okay, 20. That's pretty bad. And then we have the avoid plus 10 skills. If I'm
plus 20.
Like,
they're plus 20.
Yeah, plus 20. Yeah, this skill is bad. Like this skill is bad because faith of avoid.
I mean, I don't know if it's like bad. I would honestly argue it should be like a bottom of niche because it can sometimes work because like faith already stacks avoid anyway. So like you can still equip heal, for example. You want to do anything on enemy phase, but you're not slowed down either.
Yeah, so White Magic Avoid plus 20 is Dorothea and Violet's Budding Talents. Black Magic Avoid plus 20 is Sylvain's Budding Talent. Sword Avoid plus 20 is Dancer. And then I don't know what Brawn.
War Monk Mastery.
War Monk Mastery. Okay. I guess we can put it into niche, but okay. I do.
Yeah. Dark Magic Avoid should just go into bad.
Yeah.
Black Magic.
Like,
sorry.
Yeah, because like Sylvain, he's already like if he's using magic, he's using it to take care of armors, and that's basically about it. He's like in Dark Knight, and he's using Swift Strikes for 90% of the enemies, but then sometimes he runs into an armor, and armors like they never have any speed, but they're always like they get stupid bulky towards the late game.
Or you could use a hammer, with like Wyvern Lord.
Mace plus.
Or hammer, more might. While we're on this topic, I think I should mention how much of a mess Grunder 1 is with some enemy skills. And for example, if you take Lysithiof away from Golden Deer, her replacement has Dark Magic Avoid plus 20 with Black Magic spells. There's also like one route, I forget if it's Black Eagles or Blue Lions, where Ignatz, enemy Ignatz has sword prowess with a bow.
I didn't check because I could have checked because I did have Ignatz recruited in my 3-house run, but like
no, it's not even his replacement. It's It's him that he has it. Like it's why he doesn't have a sword. Whatever.
Well, that's the same question you ask when you recruit him. Why has he learned sword skills? He doesn't use them that well compared to authority.
why not, I suppose.
Sword Avoid, I think, is probably the best of them because it
No,
synergizes
no.
well with...
Brawling Avoid is best. You can infinitely get it because it's from Warmark Mastery, and it's on an actually good weapon type. And it's not exclusive and it doesn't screw you over out of anything. I would say it's a nice to have skill. If you're brawling, like grapplers can go for an Avoid build. I've been a pretty staunch opponent of Avoid in general in free houses because it's pretty heavy investment, but if you want to make it work, then this is probably the best skill to do it with.
I go for Avoid when I have to. Like, if I need it for, like, you know, siege tomes, like I mentioned with Dimitri, then I go for it. Other than that, I don't want to go for it. I much prefer I much prefer just having big defense because it's like because it's funnier and also easier to do.
I mean, you know, with like the Dimitri argument, like the question could be made: why stack Avoid against siege tomes when you can just Retribution the siege tome?
I thought I gave him Retribution. I don't.
You can't counter on map like Ballistae, Magic Orbs, and Onagers.
It was the Ballistas that made him an issue.
On the other hand, also you're on Azure Moon, so you have the Sacred Shield Gambit, which just nullifies them anyway. So.
Yo, wait, why the fuck didn't I use that? Wait, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, you have the range. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Does this affect like war?
No.
Then in that case, I don't think it's that good.
Well, white magic. Well, white magic one, yes, but like the fucking like the black magic and dark magic, those go into always worthwhile. Because if you're a mage, you absolutely want that +1 range just for tactical flexibility in general. White magic should go into like niche, probably. Yeah, it's just like you're not really gonna be using that offensive magic that much with it for that purpose. And but yeah, with black magic and dark magic, they are definitely like an auto equip on any mage that gets them.
Yeah, obviously, but okay. These are the Faire skills. I will go to the bat and say that like Bow Faire and Lance Faire are better than the others, and like straight up, because it's so good. It's so good.
Axe Faire, too.
Yeah, but like, but I think that these are cut above the others because these are the brave combat art weapon types.
I mean, they are the brave combat art weapon types, but the axes are also the things that you're A, spamming the most, B, brave axes have the most might out of any brave weapon that isn't the Thunder brand, and they have just the highest might in general, so going in higher beyond. There is merit in also Fist Faire because again it hits twice, so there's that. Well, yeah, 3 times. Fierce Iron Fist. I will say, in a regular run of Maddening, where you're not going New Game Plus, it's actually pretty rare for a unit to hit them, unless it's like Shamir.
I literally only hit it with like I hit it with like Sylvain and Ignatz, and that's it.
I hit it with Shamir and I think Sedef in the 0%, but there it was specifically after some grinding anyway, so like yeah, it's pretty hard to get and it's honestly probably not worth it.
But like that's why I think that Bow Faire and Lance Faire are better. But also we have to evaluate these as part of the classes that they come with. For example, you know, Sniper comes with Bow Faire, Paladin comes with.
Oh
Lance
yeah,
Faire.
that too. Yeah. So in that case,
I think that that's why I think that Bow Faire and Lance Faire are like a cut above because Bow Faire and Lance Faire are the most like to the builds where like. For example, with like I keep using Ignatz as an example, but it's because he's a really good example.
I mean, Bow Faire, yes, I agree with you on Bow Faire in that case, but I disagree on Lance Faire because there's a lot of situations where your Swift Strike users just go Wyvern Lord anyway because low flight, and it has a higher strike modifier, so you don't even lose the full penalty. So I would say it's like probably Bow Faire at the top because I don't think that can be argued really. It's like
I think it's worth putting into maybe putting into mech defining, honestly.
No. I think always worthwhile is like more because yeah.
Lance and Axe Faire. I think I'm willing to put Axe Faire above Lance Faire because you get it in all the Wyvern classes.
Yeah. And also War Master, for example.
Yeah. And then after that, it's Fist Fair, and then
Fist Faire, and then probably like what?
I'm putting it below. Like I'm putting it here.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think it's Dark Magic, and then the others are way below.
Well, Dark Magic, Black Magic, and then like probably Sword Faire, and then
The issue with the hold up. It's Dark Tome Faire. The issue with Dark Tome Faire is that you only get it as in.
No. The units that naturally spec towards dark magic also get Dark Tome Faire as their S plus ability. So Lysithia Happy Hubert will get Dark Tome Faire at S plus. So yeah, I would say like I would put Dark Magic Dark Tome Faire over Black Tome Faire simply for the factor that Dark Magic is better overall. It has more utility. I don't know if I would put them as a tier separation. I would probably just put that below there, and then the other two probably do go a tier below because they're not as useful.
Okay, before we get this out of the way, this is going to be a bit confusing because these two look the same. That's just three houses being stupid. This is Model Leader. This is the one that doubles EXP earned for battalions. This is the skill that you get from Enlightened One. It's
Sacred Power.
Yeah, Sacred Power. It gives you adjacent allies get +3 and take 3 less. Which before we get started talking about these skills. Fuck three houses for taking all the 2-range skills and turning them into 1-range skills. They took the rallies and they gutted them. They took my Demoiselle, they gutted it. They took Gentilhomme, they gutted it. They took Inspiration. It's well, those skills don't even exist, but still, they gutted so many skills that were 2-range and just fine and turned them into 1-range.
They got it Lily's Poise by making it 1-range. Oh wait.
Yeah. And then but then they made Lily's Poise like it's only like 2 less damage taken, right?
No, it's 3 less taken, but it doesn't increase damage by 1. Personally, I am not as big of an opponent of it because, like, rallies were really centralizing towards the Awakening Fates meta, and I am not sure if I would have wanted like Omni Rally Strength and Omni Rally Speed and 3 houses, especially with like how Stride already is. So like.
But like at least like like as it stands, there's like no reason to use more than just 1 unit. But like in the early game, like imagine if like Sylvain's personal was 2 spaces. That would be so nice.
I mean, on the other hand, in the early game, you're already clumped up so closely that's already instant activation. I don't know. I think it's a fair choice, honestly. It's worse, but in like the context of the game, it actually does work good enough.
Yeah, I still use the rallies all the time. I miss my Fates rally. This is okay. The Model Leader gets double EXP battalions. I think this skill is terrible. I think it's terrible.
Put it nice to have. Do you like? You get a battalion bot or from a paralog and you wanna instantly accelerate its like gain. If you, for example, put it on, well, you get it on Byleth, Lords, and Sedef. If you put that on Byleth and you use a Gambit, that's almost a battalion level up. And having access to those extra stats from battalions immediately. Well, almost immediately is really worthwhile, and like building up the battalions that you get, for example, from Part 2 paralogs, like Edmund troops, for example, Gunroll Valkyries if you do it in Part 2, like it's just really great for raising those battalions that usually don't even have that great stats to begin with, but they get really good stats as they level up to level 5.
I guess so. I'm just so used to like using like all side chapters a lot to like just work on stuff, so that it just. I guess I don't switch around battalions. Okay, I think
it can be the bottom. It can be the bottom of that tier, but I think it's really valuable as like an on the way thing where like you need to think about not just where you end up, but also where you're going from, like the journey instead of just the destination.
What are you trying to spew some philosophical shit at me?
Well, what do you think? What do you think I do? Like Like I wake up every day and I think about coding decisions Koei Tecmo made for this game. My brain is ruined.
Yeah. This is okay. So this is defensive tactics. It's B rank authority. It's battalion endurance, taking half damage. The skill, like if you okay, it's kind of weird because I kind of like it, even though I do think that it's not great. I like it because it means that I don't have to worry too much about being specific about setting up battalion vantage or battalion path or stuff like that. But you can often just but if you know that you're going to be doing battalion vantage, etc. strats, you can earlier on in the game, you can just have you can just take a battalion off once it reaches 1/3 or less endurance, and also later on, your battalions end up having 120 fucking endurance. This is going to make it. This is going to you already have so much endurance to work with on the later battalions that you don't need this. You just have a larger range instead of it being for a 60 a 60 endurance battalion. Instead of it being just a 20 range, for a 120 you have a 40 point range that you can work with.
Yep.
So I don't know.
I think it's niche. As you said, its main usage is for battalion ref, battalion vantage strategies. The thing that makes it worthwhile is that you can, for example, when a battalion has already dropped to 1/3 for one chapter, you can also set it up for the next chapter without potentially losing it if the math doesn't work out without it. So that's the main usage. It's used a lot in the, for example, LTCs, but in even regular Preyfits, if you're using battalion strategies, it can be a worthwhile equip. However, it's not always a worthwhile equip, but it has its uses, and that's what I would say is niche.
I'd say Scherzo is better than fucking White Tome range +1.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a skill that's actually pretty good, but it's an S rank, S+ skill. It's authority, what is it?
Offensive tactics.
5 might and +20 hit with gambits. It seems like a nice bonus, but again, it's S+. The only unit you're ever gonna see reach S+ is Dimitri, maybe.
Maybe a net, but so yeah, this skill is bad. I would say this skill is straight up bad because
yeah, it's bad. It's not terrible because if you have it, then it has an effect on your strat. But if you but otherwise it's just not.
Getting it is bruh.
Getting it is half the struggle, and then after that it's a nice bonus.
It's a nice bonus, but it's not even probably that worthwhile to equip. So yeah.
Okay, so now we come to weight -3. If I'm being completely honest here, I've used these skills a few times, and I didn't really like it that much. But I will say, okay, so weight -3 is heavy armor rank C rank. Weight -5 is heavy armor A+ rank, and it's also the class ability for Fortress Knight, which kind of doesn't even fucking make sense because they can't double anyways, but that's beside the point. These are pretty nice because weight in 3 houses is really tough to get past. It's in the especially in the mid game. Weight is so stupid that you can double enemies reasonably on maddening even the faster enemies just because steel weapons weigh so much. Up to chapter 6 or so, I find it pretty easy to double actually. But after then, their strength catches up. It's strength divided by 5 in this game, unlike in Path Radiance and stuff where it's just strength. So it can be useful, but I do have to say, not very many units are going to want to go to C rank or A, especially not A+ rank heavy armor.
Yeah, no.
I have a few units. I know this is pretty good on Edelgard because it lets her double pretty easily, and I do work on heavy armor a little bit for use Cyril. Right after I recruit him, I get him to E+, put him into Armor Knight, and he gets a +6 to he gets a +6 boost to defense, and it's I feel great. And then after that, I don't really work on any heavy armor. The only units I ever work on heavy armor on are Felix and Edelgard occasionally, and that's about it.
So the way I see it, weight -3 is probably nice to have because it can be gotten relatively early and it does make a difference. As you said, Edelgard, but also, for example, Hilda, and it's useful on those characters that want to be that want to meet the middle doubling thresholds. And since axes are heavy, it can also offset that. Or just in general early game because Edelgard gets it so easily and it helps her speed up. Even the Duke can be relatively fast early game with just this because others are getting slowed down.
but the issue is like how many units did you start with a base rank? Because like Edelgard and Dedu are pretty good because they
yeah,
both have B rank base, right?
it's not that many units, which is why I wouldn't put it that high in the tier. But it is like I would say that for units that benefit from having AS, this is actually a pretty nice skill.
Any units that benefit from having attack speed and start off with either like a boon or a base rank.
Yeah. Weight -5 is probably like niche. The reason it's on armored knights, for example, it's because you can actually just like avoid being doubled by enemy armored knights, which is a consideration, since you know you don't want to take extra damage from an enemy type that uses axes, for example. And you would never want to like go to A+ armor just for this. So yeah, I only work on armor to get like certification. Like if I don't have anything else to work on, I might work on armor to get certification, so I can get one of my faster units into it to get like the nice base like base boost, because it's like a huge boost to their base defense. But other than that, like I don't. The most you need for that is B, and that's already Smite rank, so you don't need to go further.
That's C+, because it's B rank for certification. You need C+.
You actually don't. You can certify with C rank, since the formula for advanced classes with 2 weapon requirements is you lose 32% per every rank missing. So you can certify it with B axis C armor. However, B armor does give you Smite, which is a nice bonus, and that's where you need to stop, because there is no reason to go Great Knight, and there is like no reason to go for any of the other armored skills.
Hey. There's little reason to go Great Knight, okay?
Okay, Mr. Felix, which we're gonna get to with Prowess and Aegis.
Yeah. Then we have Dex +4. I kind of like this skill actually. It's just a nice bonus. You get some hit out of it, and you get it. It's C+ writing, which is
C.
It's C writing, sorry, which is nice to some extent, because I find that I use this on units like Sylvain, I use this on Dimitri, I use this on Cetus. Those are the 3 units that I like tend to get this on, because they either really like to have extra hit, or they kind of end up working on their writing rank regardless. Like, because you know you can't go into Wyvern until like after, like you get Cavalier, and then you can't go into Wyvern until like the tier after Cavalier. And even then, like for example, Dimitri has an Axebane, so until he's working on his Axebane, I like to have him have some mobility, and so he goes into Paladin, which he kind of has the aptitude for. Same with Sylvain, where he doesn't have a Bane, he doesn't have a Bow Bane, which is pretty fucking annoying. But
not that annoying.
I mean, it is pretty annoying when you're trying to bum rush to A rank to get to Swift Strikes, but that's beside the point. It's just a nice. It's just a nice perk to have, and also the fact that it's on its way to movement +1, which is the next skill, it's kind of nice.
Okay, so this skill is probably like on the nice to have category. I don't think it's quite that amazing to bum rush. I have a meme. I had a meme when the LTCs came out, and it was like, Mom, can I have hit +20? No, son, we have hit +20 at home. Dex +4. That's actually what happens in Cindered Shadows. Claude just randomly has a C rank in Riding just to have Dex +4, because the devs couldn't give him hit +20 because of how that one worked. So like, yeah, it's not that amazing in my opinion, but it's definitely nice to have. Hit rates are one of the best things to increase in 3 houses, even if it's that small. I should mention, by the way, that if you're going, for example, with like Valkyrie and Dark Knight, magic hit is actually Dex plus luck, and then all of it divided by 2. So this is only +2 hit for magical units, so it's not worth it.
Well, it's not that it's. I mean, if you, it kind of. It's not worth it to equip. It's not worth it to equip. But it's literally impossible to not get it if you're working towards Valkyrie, though.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Then we have movement +1. This is A+ writing. A+ is kind of weird because it's like the right on the edge of what I'm willing to go for. Like if it's S or S+ just to get, if it was S or S+ to get movement +1, I would be like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. But A+ is like, oh man, I might be able to make it work, but wow, and movement +1 is pretty nice. There are like a reasonable number of units that have writing boons, which is nice. But I mean, I guess I'm a Blue Lions player, so I can't really talk because like half my class has riding booms.
Ironically, one of the best units to get riding movement +1 is Yoritsa. He started A, so it's not that unlike to get him to A+. If I can say, I would think that this skill, because of how late it is, it's actually niche. Not that many units are gonna wanna go for it, but just like weird that, you know, how is getting literally +1 movement niche? Well, consider that this is also the game with Stride, Warp, Rescue, repositional skills, Marching, Feathers of Dromi, fucking foul play, whatever. And it's like you're also like combat things are also need to be taken care of. So this is probably best on either like a dedicated dancer. Some of them have riding boons. Some of the good ones have riding boons, and they want to go for them because if you're dancing, you might as well. But yeah, I don't think it's that amazing just off of the value, just off of the fact that it's, you know, it's really late. And by then it's like, on Crimson Flower outside of Yoritsa, I find it questionable if anyone is gonna get it, even like your dancer. It's like really debatable.
Like the only person, yeah, I guess like if you did like Dancer Ingrid, then you were like, for some reason you wanted to stay with in-house Ingrid, like for some ungodly reason, you could technically make it work.
Yeah, that and Marianne, for example, for like if you're going her for the Golden Deer Dancer. But yeah, it's like Dancer, Yoritsa, and I don't know. Honestly, it's...
Doesn't Gilbert have a base riding rank? And you put him into Great Knight to get up?
It's C rank. So you're going from C rank in Chapter 14 to A+. That's not exactly ideal.
That's not great. I mean, it's not awful. It's definitely not great though. These are Alert Stance and Alert Stance Plus. It's +10 Avoid and +20.
+15, +30.
+15 and +30. And it's only if you wait. So if you just if you end turn, it's kind of like, yeah, it's like Deduce Personal, except it gives you Avoid. It can be kind of nice, but it's B rank flying and it's A+ rank. Yes. It's the only reason this skill is like as easily accessible as it is because Wyvern is stupid and everybody likes to be, like, a lot of units like to be in Wyvern. But even then, like, again, like I agree with Rengor. I don't really like Avoid stacking too much, except for when it's absolutely except for when I feel like it's necessary. And so like Alert Stance, I just don't think it's that great. Yeah. I will say that it's pretty nice because it does like. It's for somebody like, I guess, let's take somebody like Leone. Let's say you do like out of house Leone. Like you can put her into Dancer if you really want to. You can get Alert Stance, put her, get Defiant Avoid from Falcon Knight, go into Wyvern Lord, and then you have like an already like fully built Avoid strat. So I find that it's like kind of similar to Sword Avoid. It's like it's very easy to go into that route.
Out of house Leone needs to get A+ for A rank for point blank volley. Goes Dancer, goes Defiant Avoid. Just say, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, like what the hell? But like, yeah, no, I would say that, okay, if I can give my thoughts on this, I think Alert Stance itself is niche. Alert Stance Plus is like near the bottom of nice to have. It's a linchpin of a lot of avoid strategies, but like with Alert Stance regular, you just don't get enough, really. You need that A+ to really make the avoid stacking count. And I mean, when it's active is nice. It's not that bad to pursue. You get a lot of rank just from, you know, being a flyer. So it's not bad, but I just don't like it as much. I would probably put it above Sword Avoid +20 though, because like the hell are you doing with your life? Probably above Sword Crit +10 too, because like yeah.
Yeah. Now we have the effectiveness null skills. These skills can we just put them into bad?
Well, we can put flying and nullify into bad. We can put the other two into straight up terrible, because the effectiveness just doesn't come up.
Yeah, this is also weak to bows, so like it's something. But even then, like enemy phase, like first of all, enemies just don't have armor affected weapons. Like, you just have to understand they don't give enemies armor affected weapons. They give them magic, which is kind of like it's armor effective, but it's not literally armor effective. On top of that, isn't effectiveness 2x in this game?
No, it's 2x for effective combat arts, and it's 3x for regular weapons, but still.
Yeah, but still, like, combat arts are the most common way that effectiveness happens, and enemies don't really use combat arts except for, I remember Eltrank got, what's his, Death Knight to use Glowing Ember on somebody.
Oh yeah, he has that.
Yeah, it's just not good. Like, it's S+, so fuck that.
Yeah. Again, like, the flying one is, like, the only one that you might ever see usage, because, again, 1, flying, 2, bows are actually fairly common, so...
Let's move on to HP plus 5. HP plus 5 is Commoner Mastery and
Noble.
Noble Mastery, and also Dimitri Edelgard. They're also just nobles. You get this on basically any unit that you want it to, and it's HP plus 5, and 5 HP is pretty reasonable. I really like this on like units like Dedu, because you can, if you get early vengeance, then it's another 5 extra damage you can get towards. I think that skill is pretty nice to have. That 5 HP is enough to the point where you can even like if I put like Mercedes in range of an archer in like an earlier chapter, she's actually pretty likely to survive because the HP boost is just that much.
Yeah, it's actually a really good skill despite how early and how easily accessible it is. Like, there's 5 HP just straight up is just a lot, because it like pushes, like, you need to have 3 more attack to, KO someone for that, and that's actually quite a bit. So yeah, like, I would actually say, yeah, this is probably like nice to have, because, well, you're not always gonna be using it, but it's actually very multifunctional, like whether for defense, whether for vengeance damage, like, you're gonna be using this a lot, honestly.
And it's going to be a while till you don't have the skill slots to justify it, and by then, you have better things to do.
Yeah.
By the time this falls out of favor, you're already like halfway to part 2. So, here we have Strength plus 2. These are all the just flat stat boosting skills. I like Strength plus 2. I mean, you get it in the what is it called? Is it
Fighter.
Fighter. Okay, you get this in Fighter. It's the Fighter Mastery. It comes with Shove, if I remember correctly. Most of your units are honestly probably going to want to go to Fighter, except for like if you for that early to mid part 1 doubling, you might want to go into Myrmidon to get the Speed plus 2, and obviously if you're a magic unit, you want to get the Magic plus 2. But like Strength plus 2 is like the go-to, because you also get like a boost to 3 different weapon ranks instead of just 1 or 2.
Yeah, Strength plus 2 is like really useful. It even has some staying power on late game if you're, for example, in Grappler, because if you're male, you don't have access to, for example, Darting Blow, which means that you can, for example, stack Deathblow and Strength plus 2 for maximum damage.
Yuritsa would have something to say about that.
Well, stop making sense. But yeah,
I honestly think that it's better than the Faire skills, because it is less than half the effect, but you get it so fucking early.
Yeah, it's really great, honestly. I mean, especially since when push comes to shove, you might need that extra power.
Yeah, nice joke there, because it comes with shove.
Thank you.
And now we have Magic plus 2. This is Monk. It comes with Swap. Wait, no, this comes with Drawback. Swap is...
ironically, there are no drawbacks associated to this skill.
Yeah, it's very good.
I would honestly go as far as to make it always worthwhile. Because if you're a mage...
I would honestly put this into meta defining, because there's so few ways to boost your visible magic to work on, to improve your warp rank, with your skills. Like, it's Defiant Magic, Magic plus 2, and then maybe there's something else that I'm forgetting. Like, you're always gonna want this on your warper.
I don't know if... That's a nice argument, but like, I don't know if I would put it on meta defining. I might put it at the top of always worthwhile, but I don't know if I can... That's an interesting debate, because it pushes Physic by 1 range and pushes Warp by half. This might actually be it, but... Yeah, sure, why not actually? Mages are always going to be using this, basically.
And also, mages don't really have that many skills.
Yeah.
That they want. It's Magic plus 2, like Fiendish Blow, like your prowess skill, and then like if you have a high enough rank, like if you're like Lysithea or something, you might have like the range +1 or something.
Yeah.
And if you're like a net, obviously you have your rallies, but like you have, there's not that many skills that magic units like really have a monopoly on, that really like want. Like for example, but with physical units, there's a ton of skills that you would like to have. If you could have double the skill slots with like your average just a generally offensive combat unit, you would probably be able to find skills to fill all of those slots. But with magic units, you probably wouldn't be able to find enough skills to fill all of those slots.
Yeah.
And magic +2, it's super early and it's just really useful.
Actually, I can agree with the meta-defining, though it is probably like the weakest of the meta-defining skills.
Because the effect is not like super incredible.
Yeah, but it is useful because of the staff range, for example. White magic range, whatever.
Here we come to speed +2. I think the skill is like exactly nice to have. As I said, it's really good for like early game doubling. It's just nice. It's just really nice to have. There's a lot of speedsters. And again, by the late game, they're not going to be able to double any of they're never going to be able to double the, assassin tier, like the fast enemy speed tier. Unless you put them into like a class with dog shit speed, they're probably going to be able to double the middling speed tier, and like even a child could double the low speed tier. Because like even like late game armors, even though they get like the same like growths or something, if I remember correctly, like the units that are under the same army get the same growths, like the class bonuses change it so that their speed is still like terrible no matter how late you get. So like this skill makes early fast unit makes fast unit being a fast unit a lot better in the early game. Like you can reasonably get Felix to become a shitty Catherine for the Micron chapter, and if he's a shitty Catherine, then you can probably work towards recruiting somebody else like Shamir.
Well, there are a lot of problems with that statement. Most importantly,
you can't even get Shamir by then.
Most important, the fact that the early Catherine is also so nice because she's really bulky without a battalion to begin with. I would put speed +2 is definitely like in the nice to have, but near the lower half of it, because it's not actually that useful overall, because you actually have to backtrack to beginner classes to master them, and by the time you're in that threshold, it doesn't actually matter that much. And then female units just go for Darting Blow anyway, and you don't really have the skills to support it, and males just don't want to go for speed stats because they're screwed. Probably the only one I could think of is like Claude, and even that's because he was just born the wrong gender. I'm sorry, everyone, but he really was.
Same with Felix, honestly. If Felix as a girl would get Daring Blow, life would be fun.
Catherine born as a male, literally S tier unit right then and there, because
for real.
Yeah.
War Master Catherine?
No.
Grappler?
Glapper, because Crest of Charon, 70% chance to increase might +5 on combat arts. Fierce Iron Fist.
God, that's so disgusting that I don't even want to talk about it anymore. This is Pomp and Circumstance. This is the Lord Mastery skill.
Yes, it
when
is.
I say Lord Mastery, it's a part 2 Lord Mastery.
Yes, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, why wouldn't you want to equip a skill that gives you +4 luck and +4 charm?
It's actually kind of useful on Dimitri sometimes, but by then you have better things to do.
Like,
Dude,
yeah.
I mean, even you said, I remember like watching your like Fire Emblem Three Houses units tier list, and you're like, yeah, Dimitri's luck is pretty shit, and you were right. It is pretty shit. It's kind of helpful.
I mean, okay, but are you gonna waste one of your 5 slots on this?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because you already have Battalion Vantage, Battalion Wrath, hit +20, probably a Prowess skill, and then you have a 5th slot for something else.
Yeah, probably weapon crit, but. Yeah, like, it's bad. It's just bad. It's not terrible, but, like, it's bad.
I'm putting it above, like, the Authority. Because this literally...
No.
Wait,
put Authority before it, because at least Authority can be used for early.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, now we have Defense +2 and Resistance +2. Defense +2 is Soldier, Resistance +2 is the Part 1 Lord.
Yes.
Mastery, which comes with Charm, which is kind of interesting, actually.
Charm is class skill, and oh yeah, I didn't think you have charm. Whatever, who cares?
Yeah, we don't really. Yeah, Charm is kind of cringe anyways. Defense +2 is it's nice, because like especially for like like who are you gonna put into Lance class early on? I mean Sylvain, obviously.
You're actually, I mean, you're gonna put soldier. You mainly master for reposition. So this is comes on units who want reposition, which are actually probably like flyers.
I also like defense +2 on units that want to boost their lance rank gains early.
Even those probably want to go for fighter first. So like, I don't know, because like fighter just has +1 strength in the early game, and you're working towards extra strength from the mastery. I would say it's still nice to have, I would say, but debatably even below speed +2 as individual skill. As a complete package, soldier way overshadows Myrmidon, but as a skill, I can see more situations where speed +2 is more useful than defense +2. And
res +2 is just kind of stupid. It comes in a class that you don't really want to be in. Because, like, especially for Edelgard, she's got better things to do than being Lord. She's got access to Pegasus Knight already, so she's definitely got better things to do. For Dimitri, you might want to go. Claude, you probably want to put him into a bow class because he has like 7 different bow combat arts or something. That's an exaggeration, but he has like a lot of useful combat. Yeah,
the maximum amount of combat arts any unit learns from a specific weapon type is 2, like personal ones at least.
He has what doesn't he have like a
Monster Blast and Encloser? Yes.
Yeah, and Encloser. I mean, Encloser is nice to have, especially because like you can get it pretty early on, right?
It's A-bows. Well, yeah, it's like it's A-bows on both him and Bernadetta. Bernadetta probably uses it better because she actually prefers Bow Knight, whereas Claude is more a the wyvern who forgot everything good about being a wyvern.
Yeah. But like, it's the issue with this is the class it's in.
Yep.
Working on your sword rank, you can see like basically like look at this, all of the sword related skills, are like pretty low. Like sword prowess is here. Sword Faire is here, Sword Crit is here, Sword Avoid is here, and it's Sword Breaker is here, but by working on your sword rank, you actually get Axe Breaker, and Axe Breaker is a niche. Like, swords are just not that great. And yeah, Res +2 coming as a package deal with a class that wants you to work on your sword rank wants to help you with your sword rank is not that great. And it comes with charms, and nobody gives a shit.
Charm is but just a class skill though. It's also the class skill for all the Part 2 Lord classes. I would say Res +2 is probably just bad. Above Pomp and Circumstance, there's probably more you can do with that. But yeah, it's just not good. The most I can say about this is that you might use it in Cindered Shadows because you just come with it on the Lords.
Can I just put into bad?
Yeah, bad, but like above Pomp and Circumstance.
Now we come to the rally skills. Even though they got nerfed, they're still pretty damn good because you use not that many combat units. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Like, even if Rally was one range in Conquest, it would definitely be worse, but you would still probably it would actually be pretty bad because you only have 4 tiles that you could surround Xander with, just rally him up to go into the main rooms. But yeah, rallies in this game are kind of different because it's like on a unit to unit basis. So depending on who a unit is, they get different rallies. For example, and some of these rallies also feature as personals, and I think we should count those.
Yes.
Like, for example, we should count Annette as having rally strength. We should count Alois as having rally luck. We should count Hanneman as having rally magic. Those are the only ones I remember. Rally. Okay, I want to start off by talking about rally charm because this skill is fucking stupid sometimes. It's on Dorothea, and that's the only person I think it might be on Manuela?
It is on Manuela. Dorothea is the only one that really matters, though, because it is the defining skill of early game Black Eagles. They are the only house that can reliably hit their gambits. And that is especially useful since they also get the Chapter 3 Fusillade, which no other house gets, by the way. They need to wait until Shamir.
It's a very, very, very good skill. I mean, again, being able to hit gambits as the only class that can do it, I think that by definition has to put into meta defining.
No, it falls off in usefulness after the early game. I would say it's nice to have. because it's like it's really useful early, but it falls off really hard in usefulness. But it is really useful. Technically 40 because it's +8 charm. However, there is a cap when you're 6 above or below, and eventually you can stack linked attacks and hit +20 to just hit the gambits regardless of your charm differential.
Yeah. But still, like, I mean, it's still pretty good to have.
Yeah, it's still really good.
All the lords
early.
also get it at S rank, but don't fucking put that on. Don't equip Rally Charm on your lord. That's stupid.
But yeah.
Yeah. Next one I want to talk about actually is Rally Movement because of how late you get it. It's S rank for Authority for Byleth and Annette, and Annette is the only one that's gonna get this. And even then, it's kind of sus, but it's okay. I think it's nice to have if you're gonna go for it, but like it's super late though.
Yeah, it's not that great just because of how late you get it. I'm not sure if I want to put it in niche or bad, honestly.
I want to put it at the top of bad.
Yeah, probably. That probably makes sense.
Yeah, which rally do you want to talk about next?
Probably Rally Strength, because it's like one of the like Annette comes with it as a personal skill, and it's on Raphael,
Ignatz, Alois, and Balthus.
Ignatz at S authority though, so he doesn't count. It's a really good rally early game because you just get +4 attack on a unit that can attack on enemy phase or needs to make a crucial hit. It's just a really useful rally. I would say it's always worthwhile because it has staying power for sure.
Yeah, and also like Annette's personal, so it's literally impossible to not have it.
Yeah. Annette is also a really great mission assistant for an early game of non-Blue Alliance houses.
Yeah, this skill goes sicko mode when you start using gauntlets. You can do like practice gauntlets with Felix with rally strength, and suddenly he's doing +9 damage with his personal factored in to enemies, and he's hitting twice. So yeah, and it's also really good on Dedu because he's going to be enemy phasing a lot.
It's really good on basically anyone who's ever going to be like fighting. Really, it's just like you boost your main combat unit, and in that same vein, rally speed, which is probably just below rally strength.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. This is what makes and you get it on Annette at C+ and Ignatz at D rank. Hubert at S too, but again, it's S rank, so
yeah,
it's good. It's good. It's just good.
Yeah, +4 AS. That's just really good. Like Leone, for example, in Chapter 2 with both of these stacked, can avoid being doubled by the thieves, for example, with the mini bow.
Another thing, like what was I gonna say? I think I was another thing for rally strength as well is that again, because strength works as AS and weapon weight is hard to get rid of. This actually basically this often also gives you +1 speed.
Yeah,
which is really nice. So basically, with combining these two, what you're getting is +4 strength, +5 speed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty stupid in there, especially considering how early you can get it.
And they even stay into part 2 because sometimes just those thresholds can be nice to push.
And also, like, it's kill boss, so like if you're your boss killer, it's not like it's hard to get your boss killer rallied up at all.
Yeah.
This is Rally Magic. It's Hanneman's personal, and it's D rank for Hubert, Ingrid, and Constance. This skill, it's okay. Like, it's okay. This actually gets really good once you use it for warp. That's honestly part of the reason why I even bothered using Ingrid when I did my Maddening Blue Lines run, because otherwise in-house Ingrid is hell to use. It's just like in-house Ingrid is even annoying to use on hard mode, which is incredible how stupid that is. But
meanwhile, people telling me, "Hey, bro, use Ferdinand." Meanwhile, he literally has Ingrid braces.
Yeah. And also, out of house, it's fucking hell to recruit him.
Not worth it.
Yeah. Rally Magic, I like it. Especially, again, I like it for two things. Early game, it's nice to augment your combat stats because Lord knows Ingrid isn't doing anything like in your actual combat. Like, Ingrid's not helping you out that much. Her personal gives her 5 hits, so she might be like helping out with a gambit. And she also supports like she also has like I think she has pretty good supports for like hit with the rest of the cast.
I mean, you get hit automatically from like supports. It's attack that she gets from It's additionally attack that she gets from Felix and Sylvain. I would put Rally Magic into nice to have and probably below Rally Charm overall. It is nice, but realistically, you're not using it for like enemy phase because enemy mages just don't enemy phase that often, and by the time warp enters the picture, you are spending 1 unit action for 1 tile of warp, which is sometimes great, sometimes really questionable action economy.
Yeah. On a kill boss map, it's probably what you want to do. On a route map, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Yeah. Really? Yes,
this skill is, I feel like it's a bit underrated. Or because it's D rank Ferdinand, D rank Hoppy, C+ rank Ignatz, so you can get it really easily on anybody, and it's +8 dex in this game.
Yep.
The Virgin Rally dex of Fates versus the the Virgin Rally skill of Fates versus the Chad Rally dex of 3 houses. This skill goes hard in this game.
Yeah, it's probably like below Rally Magic, I would say, but. Like, yeah, it's really nice for the hit rates. It's not like... I wouldn't use a unit maybe specifically just for it, but I would definitely use it if I had the choice, because there are a lot of things you just need to hit on Maddening.
And in the similar vein, Rally Luck. This is Aloysius' personal, and you get it at D rank on Flame, and you know what? I'm not even going to talk about that other unit that gets it.
Still not the worst unit in the game, that's Ash.
Yeah, but it's Anna, by the way, that I was saying. Yeah, it's in a similar vein. Like if you're trying to get, I guess if for some reason you're trying to get magical hit rates, this is about as good as Rally skill. It's exactly as good as Rally skill for magical hit rates because it's luck plus skill divided by 2. But yeah, it's
+8. It's +8 luck, and since unlike Fate, this game actually uses direct luck to counter crit. That's actually +8 crit avoid, which is actually fairly significant.
Yeah, but in Fates you also get like +4 hit and avoid. In Fates, this bonus is also pretty stupid considering that the other way to get hit is like Rally skill, which is only 4 skill. So it's about as good. I'd say it's about as good as Rally skill. I don't know.
Yeah, below probably because ultimately you're ultimately hitting stuff is nice. Now, Rally defense. I'm gonna say this right now. It's niche. And why do I say Rally defense is niche? Because of its distribution. You only have it on Sedef and Gilbert, and by the time they join, you barely have like a use for Rally defense.
Yeah, you do get it on the chapter right before the time skip, which is kind of nice because and also you get it on Sedef's pair log. Don't you get it on his pair log?
No, he doesn't join with it. Yeah. He also loses a martyring between his paralog and joining. What the hell, game?
And also he loses, I believe, weapon ranks and stats.
I don't know about weapon ranks, but he definitely loses stats because of how the game's coded.
This skill, okay, yeah, I do think that it's niche now that I think about it.
It's just the distribution that kills it.
Rally resistance is actually much better than when I first played 3 houses, I was like, man, rally resistance, this shit's gonna be garbage. And then I tried using it, and it's actually like
it's really good in part 1. Part 2, it's not as great because enemy magic users actually reach thresholds that are threatening, but enemy mages don't have that much attack, so +4 res is actually fairly significant for part 1.
And your units, and also like even in like intermediate classes, you're gonna get like a little bit of a res bump if your unit is that dog shit on res. Like especially for like if you're going to like Cavalier because you're a male unit and life is hell, you'll get a little bit of a res bump. It's to the point where like Rally Res keeps you in the running against mages if you're using the Cum Chalice for like a long time, because you're gonna be able to counterattack them easier. And like Rally Res is Constance at C rank, Annette at D rank, Hubert at C+, and Sedith at S. So like Annette, especially on Annette, you get Rally Strength, Rally Resistance, and that you'd be surprised at how like effective that combination is. It's really useful on Dimitri, Dedu, like really all of your combat units it's really useful on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I would say probably above like Rally Dex. I don't know if I put it. I don't know if I would put it above Rally Magic.
I think I would.
Fair enough, honestly. It also has really good distribution because it's on the net. And she, even as a mission assistance, by the way, she gets it. So you get Rally Strength and Rally Resistance.
Yeah, if only Ignatz worked on his authority when you recruited him.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if I would put it above the. I don't know if I would put it above the Breakers, honestly. Yeah.
Now we come to these skills. These skills are either godlike or garbage, and we're gonna start off with the godlike, and that's Darting Blow. Can I make a new tier that's I hate the skill for existing, but it's broken?
I would actually. I wouldn't actually put it in meta defining because ultimately it's only some units even go for like speed stats if you think about it.
And out of those units, only half of them can even get it because it's female exclusive plus Yuritsa.
Yeah. It's the top of always worthwhile, definitely, because it defines an entire playstyle of Speedster Wyvern.
Yeah, and you can like this is literally like okay. I can name so many units: Petra, Leonie, Hilda, Ingrid, out of houses specifically. I even like people like obviously. Who the fuck? I forget. I'm forgetting people. I forgot. Oh, whatever. Those 4 units are already like. You're probably gonna want to recruit at least a few of them, because they're just good, and it's good. And also like it's, especially for Leonie, I find it really useful because you can just Darting Blow will carry you until you get Point Blank Volley. And then Point Blank Volley comes in. You unequip Darting Blow. You equip like Bow Crit +10, and then you sail.
You don't even have to. You don't even have to unequip it because you can still use Darting Blow for ranged attacks, potentially. So yeah, it's just really good. Who knew? +6 attack, +6 AS on the player phase is kind of good. But you know what's better?
Deathblow. This skill is right here, and
yep.
nobody's ever gonna argue against it. And if you do, you're just stupid. Deathblow is Brigand, and without death, it's like it's like we're remember in like a while ago when Niantic started putting Pokemon Go gyms in churches, and it increased church attendance rate by that much. That's what Deathblow does for the Brigand class. Without Deathblow, Brigand would be so much worse. And even without it, Brigand would be pretty decent because axes are a solid weapon.
It also has +2 strength modifier, but yeah, Deathblow is just good. Who knew?
Yeah, and there's also so many so many builds like having it. Obviously, you have all your brave weapon builds, so your point blank volleys, your hunter's volleys, your swift strikes. But then your fierce iron fists. But then you also have your vengeance builds that like using it. You also have you can get this so early. It's so good. It's so good.
The only physical unit that I would even argue would possibly not want it is Dimitri.
Yeah, because it's enemy face, and that's only because he might not always have the slots to justify.
Yeah, and he already has really high strength, but yeah, it's just really good.
Even then, you're probably going to be putting him into Brigand because it's Axe Bane, and you'll be able to work towards the Wyvern Axe while still working on his authority, and then he'll just get Deathblow, and you'll be able to use it before you assemble Exodia. And then we come to Armored Blow, which is the third of the 4 intermediate tier below skills. This one's definitely the weakest of them all.
No. We haven't even got. I mean, of the intermediate ones. Okay, intermediate ones, yes, but okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
Fucking Warding Blow's dog shit, but no. Out of the intermediate ones, it's the weakest. It's still not terrible because there's some it lets you initiate against the Death Knight with and be much less afraid.
I've gotten usage out of this. I would say it's niche. It's not that great, but honestly, if you can actually get it, it's not terrible. In part 1,
there's a decent, and getting it isn't even that hard because all you need is a decent axe rank, which again, because of Deathblow being so stupid, a lot of units are gonna have enough axe rank to try to be close to the amount, too close to C rank axes, and then you need E+ rank armor to have a chance for to be able to test for qualifying into Armor Knight, and so it's not even that hard. And a lot, again, as I said, with Cyril, a lot of fast units want to, like, not necessarily want to, but like to qualify for Armor Knight because it gives them a nice base increase in defense. Then we come to
Fiendish Blow.
Fiendish Blow. Fiendish Blow is it's like Deathblow for mages, but mages are less focused on being combat units, so it's worse.
Yeah, I would say it's meta defining, honestly, because like any mage wants this.
Yeah, you don't have enough, again, as we said with Magic plus 2. If Magic plus 2... Oh, it's obviously above Magic plus 2. Well, is it? I think...
I would say it is, yeah.
Like, as we said with Magic plus 2, you don't have the skill slots to justify, like, putting other skills unless you're a net. And, like, and, you know, Fiendish Blow, it's Warlock. Is it Warlock?
It's Mage.
It's Mage Mastery, right. It's Mage Mastery, and, like, the other side of the coin is fucking Miracle, so good luck.
Epish. We also, excuse me, you forgot the class that also has it as a base skill. Dark Magician. Hey, Hubert personal class.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the only unit that ever goes into it. Here we come to Duelist Blow. Duelist Blow.
Plus 20.
Like, it's plus 20?
Yes. It's not even like plus 30. Probably bad. Let's be real. But yeah.
Okay, this skill was already pretty bad in Fates, and they made it worse.
Yeah.
How? Yeah. And it's in Trickster. Nobody likes to go into Trickster aside from foul play.
On the flip side, they also nerfed it was Certain Blow, and it's Uncanny Blow in here. Fates was a bit less of a player face game, honestly. So
yes, but like it was on Sniper. You always want to go for like having hits. Like Certain Blow means that on player phase you have 100 hit, no exceptions.
Yeah, I mean but
it's still plus 30 hit on player phase, and it still means that on player phase you're gonna have 100 hit. Like,
yep.
Some exceptions. And it's still really good. It's too bad that Valkyrie is a female-only class, because I would definitely go into Valkyrie with a lot of units to get it.
Hubert and Lawrence crying in the corner that they can't get Magical Horse in Advanced, but yeah, I would say it's like probably always worth. Well, that depends on how we view it, I suppose. There is a skill down their list that's just basically, bro, what are you doing with your life if you don't have it in your skill set? But
then a lot of magic units have bow banes?
I mean, some do, but some have bow boons. I think the only notable unit I can think of with a bow bane is Annette, and she already wants Valkyrie anyway.
Yeah. This is really nice, especially, I find it that it's nice for Lucithia because she's already using some pretty fucking inaccurate magic. Magic is just
that too, but like Lucithia can also go for hit plus 20, so there's that.
She can go for hit plus 22, but like I mean, it's a bit more natural, I think, to go for Fiendish Blow, because hit plus 20, because Lucithia is never doing shit on enemy phase, so this is basically hit plus 20, but better because. Because what's she even gonna go into? She's gonna go into Bishop, I guess, for advanced classes. That is fair. You are taking her away from Bishop, but because she has Mastermind, it's a faster unlock for her. So
yep, I would say honestly, yeah, it's always worthwhile with a caveat that it's basically the magical unit variant of hit plus 20. And in fact, okay, I know it's down there, but can we get the elephant out of the room first? Hit plus 20, top of the meta-defining skill. What are you actually doing with your life if you don't have this on your units?
It's what makes Ignatz. It makes Ignatz so good.
It makes, like, okay, here's the thing about maddening. Hitting the enemy is more often gonna be the challenge than dealing enough damage after the early game. And even in the early game, hitting the enemies is still a struggle. Like, you don't really struggle with damage in Free Houses, you struggle with actually hitting stuff.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite in Fates, where hitting the enemy's avoid isn't often the issue, but the damage stacking is often, like, really annoying. And also, again, as we discussed, like, there's the high speed tier of enemies, like, we're putting fucking breaker skills in the nice to have. In this game, it's not even, like, it's 20 hit and avoid when you're using that specific weapon type. If we're resorting to such drastic measures, hit rates are extremely important. So that, like, you can understand where we're coming from. Hit plus 20 is Archer and bows, like, again, it's the same thing as like what Deathblow does for Brigand, but even more. Archer, and already you're going into Sniper for Hunter's Volley, probably. Like if you were going for Archer, and this is just a really nice bonus. And if you're not, you're now going into Archer because it's really useful. Every single brave weapon unit is going to want hit plus 20. Every single unit that does anything on enemy phase is going to want it. You're like, the only time you're not going to want this is probably like with maybe with like Annette, because she often like likes to be just support.
Yeah, and Annette is also accurate. It's like Annette and then units that don't ever do combat, like just straight up. Like maybe Mercedes still does combat. I would say it's like Linhardt, Dancer. Like, Mercedes can get it, she has a bow boon, but like, yeah, it's like basically, if you don't have this in your skill set, you're not doing combat. Well, either this or Uncanny Blow.
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. Rengor said Mercedes can get it. Alright, now we come to Warding Blow. Alright, next up.
Okay, let's be a bit more fair. Put it above the class notification skills.
Yeah, fair, that is fair. Okay. Okay, I don't think we need to explain to you why Warding Blow is so bad. It's just not good.
I remember the Fates days when it was plus 20. That was good.
That was not good. It was still not good because it was.
No, it was good. No, it was good if you're using it on the correct units. Like for example, the Chapter 18 armor general bosses.
Yeah. I did use it on like Bolt Naginata Sakura. I made her very durable against magical enemies, but like, yeah, still it's still not that great.
At Tome, my beloved, but yeah.
Yeah, this is a Mortal Savant, and Mortal Savant is already, I mean, we already know it's not a great class. We've talked about it for years. Swords are already like pretty shit, and tomes and like nobody gives a shit about speed. It's maddening, but it's just not a great class. Like it's just not.
It really ain't.
We're gonna move on to Defiant skills. These are skills that I criminally underuse, so I'm probably gonna need your help for a lot on this one. The only skills I've really made use out of are Defiant Strength and Defiant Defense, and I put them on Balthus, and oh baby, he just kills people.
First time I hear Defiant Defense actually being used. But okay, Defiant Strength to start off, it's actually really good. You get it from Hero, which is actually an advanced class, unlike the other ones, which come from master classes. So you get it earlier, and it's actually a really good mastery because you get plus 8 strength out of it. On Maddening, a lot of the time 1 HP is actually equivalent to max HP. Like, there are some differences, of course, but like, a lot of the time you can just ignore the fact that you're on low HP for the power boost. Like this on, for example, a unit that goes into Fierce Iron Fist. Like this on Ignatz. It's really good.
Why would you put Ignatz the Brawler? He literally has everything he needs in his base kit.
I meant the Defiant Strength with Sniper.
Oh, Defiant Strength Sniper. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and he can get it easily because it's a sword boon. I would say it's... Yeah, I would say it's nice to have. I don't think it's always worth... I wouldn't say it's always worth, but I would say that it's definitely like one of the best ones.
Put it into always worthwhile because there's not that many. There's not like what kind of builds can you think of that don't want to use this skill? Look at it this way, right? Brave weapon users, you can make it work. Vantage Wrath, I mean, you're already low HP. It works.
Here's my question: do you always need it? Like for a Wrath Vantage build, do you always need it? Do you wanna go through Hero just to get the skill? I would argue it's not.
You want to go to Hero because you already want to go to Hero because Hero has Vantage built in.
True, but like you can also do better for like Wrath Vantage. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's always worth it, honestly. I haven't seen that much usage out of it. So.
Well, you didn't watch Eltrank's video where he killed fucking Nemesis? Wait, no, he has Defiant Speed there.
Yeah, Defiant Speed. I would say no. I would go with like nice to have in general. Yeah. Then there is Defiant Magic. This is actually a really good skill. This is a really good skill.
Yeah, because I mean, this is like +2 warp range, +4 physic range. And again, magic users don't have skills that they need to have. For physical units, you already are going to have hit plus 20. Like you have 4 skill slots if you're a physical unit. One of those skill slots, your 5th skill slot is dedicated to hit plus 20. One of your skill slots is probably going to go to Deathblow, and the other, so you kind of end up having 3 skill slots most of the time. If you're going for a Vantage Wrath build, you probably don't like end up having Deathblow, but then you have 2 skill slots left because you have the Vantage skill that you're equipping and the Wrath skill that you're equipping, and then you also have your Prowess. Physical units are so starved for like their skill slots, but the way magical units really just aren't. Defiant Magic is incredible.
That said, it does come late because it's Grammary Mastery.
Also, like the thing is, if you want to like increasing your warp range is kind of scuffed because like you can't do it on turn 1, and turn 1 is really when you want to be doing your warping, because I mean, why the fuck would you do it on turn 2? Because you can just get done on turn 1.
Well, no, because warp isn't just dedicated to map skipping. If I did a like all route playthrough of Crimson Flower as my like last run that I did, and actually warp was even more useful than in skips, because ultimately warp is positioning, and positioning is always going to be great
too. But when do you need? Well, like, okay, look at it this way, right? If you need it for positioning, when do you need so much range on your warp? Like, if you're like going full magic, I have like 60 magic, like the plus 8 magic.
Counterpoint: magical units, how they usually function is that they single hit an enemy unless it's an armor knight, and if they single hit an enemy, getting a plus 8 boost to that on top of an increased basically staff range, and like, yeah, it's just really good. I would put it below. I
want to put it like around strength plus 2.
Well, actually, no.
Define strength. Yeah, it's worse than define strength, 100%. Actually.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
No, actually, no, but like, wouldn't it be okay? Again, okay,
I would honestly put HP plus 5 a bit between these two, but like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's the gatekeeper. It's the gatekeeper. Okay. Now we have Defiant Speed. The skill. I mean, speed. It's a late skill, and speed. And by the late game, speed is not as useful.
There are 2 units in the game that make good use of this skill: Bernadetta and Leonie. Both of them are female, and both of them like Bow Knight. They can make it. They can stack Darting Blow with this, and then you have plus 14 AS, and I don't care how low your speed is, that is gonna make an impact.
Well, I mean, by that definition, wouldn't Petra also be able to use it pretty well?
Well, then she would need to side spec into that, and it's debatable usage for her because she's already going Wyvern. Because, like, she doesn't do much in Bow Knight, but these two can make it work well in Bow Knight because they can obliterate enemies in one range, but then also have utility in higher ranges.
Well, I think that it would be less useful on Bernadetta because Bernadetta is already.
No. Bernadetta is killing stuff in one range, right? If you're like, okay. So like, Bernadetta has a lot of builds. But if you're going for a dedicated player face build, then a really good one is just doing that combo of Darting Blow and Defiant Speed, and then in one range you delete with Vengeance. You can combat art to chip or have utility with like Encloser, and if you want damage from range, then you double the enemy.
I don't really care about talking much about Bernadetta because we all know she's good, and I don't really like her. But
what did you say? What did you say about Bernadetta, you insignificant worm? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. See, that's the difference between Bernadetta and Perry, because in 3 houses I can get away with not using Bernadetta. In Fates, I need to use I basically have to use Camilla because otherwise, like, life is hell. I mean that means it's niche because it's usable on 2 units, right?
Probably like the top of niche then, because it's actually pretty nice.
Defiant Defense and Defiant Res are kind of fucked because, like, if you're low HP, low HP is good for offense, but low HP is not as good for defense unless you're like Balthus, because his personal already gives him Defiant Defense, and well, it's like +6 instead of +8, and then you can stack this on top to make him like really bulky. You might even be able to. You could probably even. Well, Defiant Defense is
8.
It's Great Knight, right?
Yeah, it's Great Knight. which already puts severe limitations on this skill.
Yeah, it's like Dedu. Maybe because if he's already going for vengeance, you might be able to stack enough defense that he takes no damage from physical enemies on enemy phase, and then you can kill them on player phase with vengeance, which is kind of cool. Defiant Res, by the way, is Holy Knight, which makes it like actually like. Can we just put this in terrible?
Sure. Probably above. Actually, no. There, yeah. Bad. Sure.
No,
it doesn't really matter, honestly.
Yeah. Now we have Defiant Crit, which is like it's basically Defiant Strength, but the game pretends that it's not Defiant Strength.
I mean, it's potentially better than Defiant Strength because you
just... because it can just work as it's Wrath, but on both phases, and it's Mastery for Wyvern Lord. So like half of your units are gonna have this.
Well, if you master Wyvern Lord to begin with, but yeah, it's just a really good skill because like there's a lot of stuff you can do with having plus 50 crit on player phase. Like who knew? You could maybe, I don't know, have 100 crit on the Silver Snow final boss or something. I don't know. Potentially.
That would be crazy, actually. Wow. I think the issue again, it's mastery of a master class, and master. Yeah. By the time you hit master classes, you're already like low turning a lot of maps because otherwise it's fucking awful. Like I don't low turning maps because you like low turn count is kind of. It's I mean it's cool, but like I mean it's not really like inherently better. Low turning maps because otherwise the map is hell. Like that's just you're doing this to preserve your sanity. So
yeah,
like, the Defiant Crit is like hard to get. Like it's hard. I would put it. I don't know where I'd put it.
I would put it like between HP plus 5 and Defiant Magic probably.
That's fair. Now, Defiant Avoid.
Though I'm not sure if those skills might be a bit too high in general, like Defiant Strength, Defiant Crit.
I don't think Defiant Strength is that high because again, it's a full tier ahead of the other Defiants.
Actually, you know what we need to lower? The Faires for Sword and White Magic.
Actually, like for real, like take them down a whole tier.
We could put we could put Sword in like hard to train, like nice to have, but like lowish, yeah.
Well, yeah, and also like there's a lot of classes that have Sword Faire. There's a lot of classes that have Sword Faire.
They aren't great. I want to just say right here, I just want to say right here, with how many skills there are in 3 houses, a lot of them are just gonna end up misplaced because we just can't think of like. Bro, this thing is one spot higher than whatever
and also,
other
like,
thing is.
Unlike Fates, like a lot of these skills are super different because like the combat arts and like the way units work. It's like these skills, like you like in Fates, for example, you can use rally skill, like rally strength and rally speed, and you can like actively or rally defense and rally res and rally defense and rally res and actively compare each other. But in this game you get Seth and Gilbert so late, and by then the meta is completely changed, and well it's not completely changed, it's changed, and like it's just really messy is what we're trying to get at.
Yeah.
This is Defiant Avoid. Do you ever use Defiant Avoid?
Defiant, well, you're asking the guy who hates Avoid builds whether he uses Defiant Avoid. What do you think? But it is good. But it is good. I will say that much. Plus 30 Avoid for basically free. I will actually take that. So
Falcon Knight, so only half the characters in the game can use it, and even like most of those characters, like why the fuck am I not in Wyvern, dude?
Yeah. That said, I wouldn't put it too low, honestly. I don't know, I would put it probably like below Defiant Magic. That said, we might need to lower the Defiant skills in general because, like, I don't know, putting them above stuff like Lancebreaker and Swordbreaker just doesn't sit right with me, honestly. Maybe we can put them like...
that means we can move up Lancebreaker and Swordbreaker like here.
Yeah, honestly, we can move them up, yeah.
Yeah, if it's Lensbreaker and Swordbreaker, that's the issue. Like if it's
Yeah.
like putting them above these, that's again. I genuinely think that Divine Strength has an argument for always worthwhile because it's in a class that you're already going into for that kind of playstyle, that being hero. Because you know you've mastered Warrior for Wrath, and you're going into hero for like to have Vantage, and then Divine Strength just comes along with it. It's just a bonus to have. It works. It's congruent to the class's goals.
The main question is whether you even need it for the damage thresholds on the enemy face classes.
Yeah. The seal skills, can we just put them all into bad? Because none of them you don't get any of them early enough for it to be relevant.
What?
Like in the early game.
I think the one you get like early enough is like Seal Strength on Ignat's budding talent, combined with Break Shot. It's actually not that bad, but the other ones.
Seal Strength is Ignat's budding talent. Seal Magic is Flames. Seal Speed is Ferdinand and Hilda. Seal Movement is Dimitri.
What about Seal Defense and Resistance? Do those even?
Those are Dark Knight, Wyvern Rider and Dark Knight.
Ah, right. Yeah. Seal Strength is definitely like the best one out of these, but like, yeah. Actually, no. Actually, no. I retract that statement. Seal Defense is the best one, but still. I mean, it's on Wyvern Rider, and if anything, like, the main usage these skills have is against monsters. So reducing a monster's defense is probably the best thing you can do. Other than speed, but like I don't know if I prefer Seal Speed or niche. Then we have like I don't know. Like this is the problem with like rating low tier skills. Eventually, I'm just go like I don't know.
I'm just gonna put it over here and just pretend that like yeah, put Seal Strength into the fair and the others in the bad.
Seal Speed same. Seal Speed also there, yeah.
Seal Res, bad. Now we come to Battalion. Okay, the Vantage and the Wrath skills. Okay, these skills are really good. There's an entire build focused on them. Obviously, like the Battalion ones are I like them a bit more than the regular ones because it just means that I have more flexibility with my units' HP and the way that I use them. But that's just because I'm the worst player, because I'm worse at 3 houses, and like the better you get, the less you give a shit about your unit's HP. I think that I'm pretty sure that Battalion Vantage is the best one. Right?
No, Battalion Wrath. Think simple calculation. Mercenary is intermediate, Warrior is advanced.
Right, you get it from Mercenary Mastery.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Battalion Wrath is the best one. Which is
probably
like,
always worthwhile. Like
yeah.
Always worthwhile. There are like magical units with it that don't use it, but like that's an exception, not the rule. But like, yeah, it's like basically if you have, if you're a physical unit and you have Battalion Wrath, you can bet that someone has built a unit with it. Has built that unit with it.
Yeah, the magical units that have Battalion Wrath are Hubert.
Happy.
Yeah, Hubert, Happy, and Annette.
Yo, Annette!
What is it? Crusher Annette. You gotta do the Gilbert strat, but with Annette.
Okay, but
kill Cornelia.
Oh, nice. But yeah, no. It's just really good. Even you don't even need like you don't even need Vantage for it. Sometimes you can just get by with defense stacking, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And
but I mean, it's much better with Vantage, though.
Yeah. Oh, obviously, but like you can get by even. Just plus 50 crit on enemy face is stupid. Battalion Vantage, I'm actually not sure on. Ignoring the obvious elephant in the room, Dimitri, because he gets both of them. I actually don't use Battalion Vantage all that much because
you get this. Okay, so you get this on C rank on anybody that's not Dimitri and Ignatz, and you get it on Violet Edelard, Felix, Sylvain.
Well, no, not anyone.
Sylvain.
Yeah.
All of the units that get it. So you get it. Okay, there's a couple of units that you don't really that is useless on. It's useless on Anna because everything's useless on Anna. Sylvain, it's kind of useless on because he's a player phase unit. The other units that you get it on are Yuri, Catherine. Catherine, she's good with basically anything. Yuri, Catherine, Lorenz, Edelgard, Felix, and Byleth.
The main units there are probably Sylvain and Catherine probably. Sylvain because he can actually hit decently hard on any face, but like in general, when you have Battalion Vantage, you're not really gonna combo that with Rev just because, well, it doesn't really fit. At that point, why not just go Vantage Rev and save yourself the trouble?
Yeah, the units the units that have Battalion Wrath are much more likely to go for Vantage Wrath than the units that have Battalion Vantage. Mostly because there's more of them.
Yeah, but yeah.
Battalion Wrath, honestly, it might be a full tier above that. Like it might be like around like where would you put this?
Probably there probably.
Okay, and then Desperation. The Desperation skills are bad.
Battalion Desperation I've come around on somewhat. There are 3 units in the game that can make good use of this. Ingrid, Female Byleth, and Yuritsa. Because
I'm assuming you mean out of house Ingrid, so
like out of house Ingrid.
That's already one of the routes that doesn't work on. Ingrid.
Well, Female Byleth still exists, but in general, what the usage of this is that you can turn Silver Axis Plus into Brave Axis, and as such, you can conserve your Wood Steel, or you can make Brave Axis hit 4 times in a row. And as player phase units, they don't really sustain much enemy phase to begin with, so they can make that work. Ingrid,
Leonie really is privileged as fuck, dude. She's got like everything.
I mean, Leonie, except the money to attend Garrick Mach. I don't really use it on her because ultimately she has point blank volley, but with those 3, they don't have other spectacular combat arts. Yuritsa can also go, if he really wanted to, he could go technically multi-phase because he has both Battalion Wrath and Battalion Desperation. And with... We'll get there. But yeah, I would actually put Battalion Desperation in a pretty nice spot. Obviously not above Battalion Vantage. Probably there, honestly. Yeah, because like it doesn't work on as many units, but like it's definitely more nice than, for example, Defiant Speed because it doesn't come late. Byleth gets it somewhat late, but it's not as late, and Ingrid can out of house Ingrid can genuinely make it work really well, if you think about it.
Okay, so let's talk about Battalion Renewal. It's not only is it a bad effect, it's also exclusive. It's almost exclusively on magical units, with the exception of Edelgard, and she gets it at A rank. So yeah. Fucking good luck.
I would say it's still better than Seal Movement. Actually, no. Wait. Yeah, put it there. But Seal Movement goes to terrible. What the fuck is this skill?
Yeah, Seal Movement is so bad. Just use the freaking Encloser or that one magic that lets you do that.
I mean, Seal Movement isn't just bad, like, you would think, why would sealing the enemy's movement be bad? It lowers their movement by 1.
And also, it's on fucking Dimitri. You have so many better things you could be doing with him than sealing your enemy's movement.
If it was like...
Dimitri has 2 skill slots. He has 2 skill slots. He's already using Hit plus 20, Battalion Vantage, Battalion Wrath. You have 2 skill slots and you're giving one of them to fucking seal movement.
I mean, if it was early game, it would have been... if it was like early game Banshee, it could have been nice, but no, it's -1. So like, what the fuck are you doing with this?
Yeah, it's bad. Vantage?
That's Vantage.
I think we put Vantage with Battalion Wrath, right? It's the same energy.
Yeah.
And then we put Wrath with Battalion Vantage.
I would definitely put Wrath a bit higher. I would put it like probably above like Brawl Void, for sure. Yeah, because like Wrath ultimately is gonna have way more usage to be mastered than using Battalion Vantage on its like own.
Okay. Can we at least put Desperation into bad?
Yeah. Bad or niche? I would say it's actually lower half of niche. It's not strictly tolerable because it ultimately still can serve as that pseudo brave effect. You're not going to be using that much, but units that can master Cavalier can sometimes go for Bow Knight. Pegasus Knight or like Wyvern classes. It's not strictly terrible. It's outclassed, but I wouldn't put it bad.
Now, this is quick riposte. This is like the definition of availability issues. This damn skill is so busted if you get it, but it's first of all, it's War Master Mastery, so it's you get it late, and also it takes a while to master. It's only available to males. But what you get is if you're at or above half health, what you do is you don't get doubled. First of all, it doesn't just make it so like you do a guaranteed double. You don't get doubled. So if you put this on if you can get this on like a later bulky unit, I'd put this. This is my 5th slot on Felix. Whenever I go for it, because it's just so fucking good. But you get it so late. I think it has to be at least nice to have, because when you have it on a bulky unit, you recognize the value.
I would say it's probably like between it's below Defiant Critical, but above Defiant Magic. I would say you can do a bit more with Defiant Critical than Quick Riposte, but it's definitely
Quick
nice.
Riposte does have a very obvious drawback of if you're using Quick Riposte, you can't use any of the Defiance or Vantage or Wrath. But I mean, you're literally circumventing everything that circumventing one of the biggest things that maddening does, which is making it borderline impossible to double the super fast enemies.
Yep. In fact, enemy sword masters have Quick Riposte, which I was like always, when I was first playing Maddening mode, I was like, game, is this really necessary?
Yeah, it's so unnecessary. It's the world's weirdest flex. Okay, now we come to Renewal. I don't really like it. If there's some places in some maps where there's like
actually, before we go to Renewal, can we like lower the flying effectiveness nullify and like offensive tactics? Not by tier, but just in the tier itself, because like it's not they're not better than the seal skill. Like yeah, this seems pretty fair, honestly.
Okay.
But yeah, Renewal.
Okay. Renewal. If you can make like a genuine like mage tank, like a mage killer, like unironically work, it's pretty. It can like genuinely work, because it's what is it, 20%?
Yeah, it's 20%.
It's 20% on Bishop, and Bishop is already like a pretty like nice class to get into, obviously for your warpers, because I mean it doubles their warp range, warp uses. But it also, for like your physic users, because it doubles their physic uses. For your silence users, because it doubles their silence uses. It doubles all of your like status and like whatnot uses. Basically, you go into mage because Fiendish Blow is good, and then you go into bishop usually because doubling your magic uses is good. And then after that, like you probably go into Gremory, but I don't know. You could do some dumb shit. It's really up to you. I still don't think it's definitely like super niche, because like magic users plus tanking is just not a thing.
Yeah. The physical units would be the ones who would want this, and they just don't get it. Yeah, I don't know.
But they don't even want it, because like there's so many builds focused around being low HP.
Yeah, though you could always meme and go. Bishop Sedef, get Renewal, and then equip Spear of Assault and Arcane Shield. 86% HP recovery every turn.
Oh my god, now we're talking. That's the Galaxy Brain play. What you do is you, so what you do is you put him in the range of exactly 2 enemies. You also give him Vantage Wrath, so the first enemy takes him really low, the second enemy gets killed, and then he recovers it back. It's perfect.
Either that, or you just give him like a guard adjutant so that he can die and he just like recovers. Why won't you die, Nanomachine son?
Why won't you? Okay, give me a second. Okay, I'm back.
Gaming.
Yeah. Let's move on to Life Taker. This skill got the biggest glow down, and it was already like only like pretty solid in Fates. It's Dark Bishop, so good fucking luck. And it's...
I will say, the one unit who goes Dark Bishop can somewhat make this work, actually, because if you give it to, well, obviously Hubert, and then you give him a guard adjutant, he could actually technically like survive an enemy phase, because, guard adjutants are fair and balanced, and then you... No, it's only on player phase, but if you survive the enemy phase and then kill something on player phase to take their HP, like an Armor Knight, for example, he could be ready for the next enemy phase.
Yeah, you could even do it with Nosferatu.
You're right, but no.
Yeah, no, it has such little hit. Okay, I mean, one unit being able to use it is definitely bottom of niche. Okay, yeah. Okay, close counter. This is the this is the best skill in the game if you're playing on hard mode.
Yeah, but
outside of hard mode, like it's okay. It's not bad. It's like in the mid game, I like to give it to Ignatz because like he already is only using bows, and so like he has like a slot for it. But later on, you're gonna want to unequip it.
It's okay. You can admit that that you're just standing Ignatz because you hate Bernie. Like,
it's not just that. It's also like plus 40 hit is too good to give up.
Imagine like the meeting at the Koei Tecmo board. Okay, so what personal skills do we give our archers? Okay, so one of them is gonna get like +5 attack when she's not on full HP. Oh, and this one's gonna get hit +20. Okay, what's the third one gonna get? Bro, lockpick.
yeah, they really just fucked Ash. They were just like, they did not look back at all.
Yeah, but like close counter isn't that good on Maniac Maddening mode. God damn it.
Yeah. It's useful, but it's not great.
Yeah, I would say it's like nice to have, honestly, because a lot of units are gonna start dropping it once they have slots for better skills. Because like it just doesn't become worth it eventually. Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't have.
Then we have counterattack. Okay, this is like the same shit as talking about aptitude and fates, because it's or even in this game because it's only on one unit, and that's in this game it's Yuritsa, because it's mastering Death Knight.
Yep.
But like but I kind of like it's Yuritsa. He has to replace like all of the church.
To be fair, Yuritsa does replace all of the church.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He does a pretty good job at it. But like he's definitely like a no one man should have all that power type of guy. He definitely makes you question some things about life. But like Yuritsa actually is probably the biggest like sufferer of the too many skills, not enough slots syndrome, because he gets mastermind. He can get counterattack. He has all the prowess skills. He starts off at obscenely high weapon ranks. So he has a bunch of prowess skills. He's gonna get Faire. He might get Faire skills even if you get it to him. He's probably gonna get like crit skills.
He gets darting blow.
Darting blow. Like there's so much shit in his and then hit +20, death blow. There's so much shit in his like skill set that like you definitely need to know exactly what you're doing, and it's kind of hard because is enemy phase Yuritsa what you want to do? If it's what you want to do, like counterattack makes him so much better because he doesn't need to have the cum chalice anymore.
I mean, I think we're forgetting the biggest elephant in the room. The reason that I actually don't think counterattack is a good skill. By the time you get it, you have Retribution. And Retribution lasting 5 turns and having 2 uses on the 6 units of your army potentially at a time, it basically invalidates counterattack, and it actually becomes a waste of a skill slot. It's not a bad skill, obviously, but it's like
How many chapters between Yuritsa Recruit and Retribution?
0.
Okay, fair enough. Well then, I still think it's like nice to have because
no, it's niche. It's niche.
Okay, fair enough.
Like it's probably like below movement +1, I would say, but like hello, yeah, but like again, I just wouldn't really equip this when Retribution exists because like you can use your skill slots on better things. I mean, it's obviously nice, but like, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, time for you to trash on Aegis and Pavise for like the next 5 minutes so I can completely ignore what you say.
Okay. I would like to remind you that I was the person who invented the Pavise Aegis Felix meme.
Felix? I use it why? You thought I was using it on Felix? I use it on Mercedes.
Bruh. Okay, so to answer this question, we need to talk about memes. So, the Aegis Shield, and in general, wait, actually, I understand now. Wait, actually, okay, no. Sorry, I now fully understand, Mercedes. I admire your dedication, but no. No, Felix is the far more sensible one. So basically the reason that Prowess and Aegis will ever see usage is if you stack them with relics. Specifically the relics that aren't weapons, because they have the Prowess Aegis effect, and this effect rolls separately from the actual skills. So it essentially increases the proc chance because of how probability works, because you can't proc them twice for quarter damage. It doesn't work. But yeah, so basically the meme is that you just build a unit like that with Prowess, Aegis, and the respective relic. Felix is probably the one that uses the best because, well, one, it's a shield, two, he doesn't have Banes in the areas.
He does have like I think
he has neutrality.
No, he doesn't have any Banes.
No, he has neutralities, but he doesn't have Banes.
Yeah, his authority is a bit scuffed if you want to get him a battalion with high prot. But
yeah.
That's really it. The second best one, even though the Banes are much worse, is Yuri probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that it's Lorenz, and then Mercedes is the worst.
Lorenz. What about Lucifia?
I mean, like, I guess so, but I mean, it's way funnier with Lorenz.
Ironically, I've seen a lot of usage of like a lot of cases of like Lucifia actually taking the half damage because of her high dex growth and just how many people use it on Lucifia. That said, these skills are. I wonder if they're like niche or if they're bad.
If Life Taker is a niche, Aegis and Prowess are in niche.
Okay. You do realize that both, like the Life Taker strats are 100%, right? They aren't. It's not a proc skill because you always survive with a guard adjutant and you can heal up.
Yes, but like
healing.
there's literally one unit that is ever going to see any use out of this.
And
there's like two. There's like 1.75 units that are going to see use out of Aegis and Prowess. I'm fine putting Aegis and Prowess in the bad, but you have to drop Life Taker.
No. Okay. Here's my point. Prowess and Aegis rely on stacking defense and like a percentage chance for it to even activate, which isn't gonna be that high unless you have like really stacked res. Life Taker strats with guard adjutants just work. Like
what do
you
mean,
don't
like really high res.
Well. I don't know, like high defense, since you're gonna
high dex, you mean? Like, well, the proc chance is gonna be high if you have high dex. It's just that the damage taken is gonna be lower with the defense.
Well, yeah, but like you can't really rely on it even with like high dex. Like you might just get screwed, right? Meanwhile, with Life Taker, it's like you can precisely calculate this. Like you know this will happen, and you know that with guard adjutant you will survive an enemy and you'll. Heal up on player phase if you have the enemy to kill, and then this you just rely on random chance even when stacked even with the multiplier stacked. They can go to the top of the bat for all I care, but like I don't know. Oh, I see.
All right, now we come to lethality. I've never seen the skill proc. I don't even understand. Isn't there a lethality combat art?
Yes, assassinate, and I believe it has like a fixed 5% chance of proccing or something from from manual testing. We're not sure, but like
that's fucking awful.
Yeah.
This skill, it's terrible, dude.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
it's not. Well, here's the thing. It should probably go into terrible, but I'm not sure if. But I think it actually should probably go to the top of terrible of all things.
Yeah, because it is skill divided by 4, but that's still like it is a maddening enemy that you're killing instantly. Yeah. To be fair, it's just that it's super unreliable. So it's definitely better than these skills. These skills are just awful.
Speaking of terrible, this is another case of no. It's definitely not going below like the nullify skills.
Yeah, but okay, this is the same thing as Distant Counter, but like the original effect is already bad. Like this skill gets gets power crept by Retribution. This skill gets power crept by the Miracle. That's 100% reliable and works for until it gets procced. And yeah, no. If this was more reliable, if this was like, if you could reliably use Miracle to get yourself down to 1 HP, that could actually be pretty good because it's another way to get yourself, like, the same with, like, similar to Guard Adjutants and whatnot, it's another way to get yourself down to 1 HP for Defiance and Vantage and whatnot.
Yeah. It ain't. So yeah, this is probably the place for it.
Pass is always worthwhile, right? Like, it's on Bernadetta.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I would not say this is always worthwhile. I would debate if it's even niche because there aren't actually that many strategies in Free Houses where pass is actually a valuable skill. There are some boss skills, so maybe that's worth putting it in nice to have. But I honestly don't use that skill that much.
It's on Bernadetta, and she's available in every single route, and that means that like lends itself to like it's
also on part to Claude, by the way.
It's in his personal, which, but I don't think because we did count like the personal rally skills.
I mean, we should count it because like the Lord personal is 1.2 times EXP, and then plus this for Claude, so.
Yeah, and then Dimitri gets to avoid, and then Edelgar gets res, and then Byleth, they were just like, I don't know, do more damage, I guess.
Hey, Byleth got a good deal of it. Meanwhile, low Edelgard. But yeah, okay, probably nice to have, but like I wouldn't put it higher because ultimately not that many strategies rely on it.
Okay, like speed +2.
Yeah, sure.
Kanto,
I mean meta defining.
Yeah, this might actually unironically it gives hit +20 a bad run for its money because it still gets destroyed, but it's still pretty fucking good. This is terrain resistance.
Yes, terrible.
They love giving it to fucking every single class in the game for some reason, and it's not even that good. It just like prevents you from taking damage from terrain.
Which is not even always useful.
It's only useful in ALL, and that's basically about it.
Or a CF endgame, but even then, like, it's debatable because you might want to be on low HP.
Wait, actually, isn't it also useful in on the traps in Aryan Road? Or is it Fort Mercy?
I mean,
it's one of those forts where
it's Aryan Road, but like.
Yeah, Aryan Road, yeah.
I mean, sure, but like.
Yeah, but it's bad.
Bottom of bad. Bottom of bad, probably.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's above this because like it's a class skill, so you just get it for free sometimes in some classes. You don't have to use a skill slot. You have to use a skill slot to equip Battalion Renewal.
Yeah, I would still say that the flyer effectiveness no should be like at the bottom of bad tier, definitely. Same with what's its face offensive tactics, just for how late you fucking get it. Yeah, like this.
Okay. Let's move on to Poison Strike.
Niche.
I haven't used Poison Strike that much. Yeah.
Niche. Absolutely destroys the Golden Deer final boss because he's not resistant to it at all. Here's another meme. Claude and Yuri have silence. Silence can proc this, and silence is fixed 3 to 10 range. So
wait, like silence as in like stopping somebody's magic?
Yes. It will it procs Poison Strike. So yeah, it has some meme usage, honestly. Like, yeah, I would put it in niche because you might get some value out of this.
This is actually like if we like considered how helpful it is. If we considered how helpful it is when the enemies have it, it would probably be much higher because it lets you set up your 1 HP strats much easier earlier on. But where would you put it?
Like below. Yeah, there, sure. Why not?
Okay.
At this point, I don't really care.
This is unarmed. I think it kind of is.
Unarmed. Yeah, it's terrible. 0 might, 70 hit. By the way, the Training Gauntlets Plus have 100 hit, and you can't use combat arts.
Yeah. Oh, you can't use combat arts?
Because it's infinite uses. So, weapons with infinite uses cannot use combat arts.
Okay, and also like another thing on top of that, money is not an issue. Money is no money is no concept to 3 houses. Okay, this is special dance. What the fuck does this skill even do?
Remember, hey,
it's plus dex, speed, luck, +4. Oh, it's just inspiring song.
Isn't it +3? Isn't it +3 or is it +4? Okay, then yeah.
It's inspiring song is +3. This is +4.
Oh, okay. I got that reversed then, but yeah, it's good. I mean,
I guess
always
wouldn't it be
worthwhile.
always worthwhile because you always have it on your dancer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it has to be above rally speed because it's like literally that, and also like it comes along with an extra action.
Yeah, sure. Steel.
Okay. Steel.
Bad.
I actually like the skill.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Definitely, I would say
it's useful when you have the DLC
actually
because of those like secret the secret things that you need to get for Anna to get like the stat boosters. You can steal them.
But even outside of it, there's actually a few things to steal. Chapter 6 has 2 magic staves. Chapter 7, the 2 lords have rings that you might want to steal, especially if you're fighting Edelgard because she has an accuracy ring.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
That's dude, Steel. This might be like one of the best steals in the series, like for real.
Hilda technically also has one in chapter 14 of CF, but like that's pretty late. But yeah, I would say it's niche. Because there are some things to steal.
I think it's close towards the top of niche because it's like there's a lot of it has a use case and it's in a reasonable number of classes and you can you know exactly when you want it, so you can just unequip it if you don't want it.
You honestly might want to lower white tome Faire because it's that makes sense.
Transmute. I've never fucking used this skill.
I used it in Synod Shadows because I had to. Fuck.
This is Valkyrie. I mean Darkflyer. It's if you get hit by a magic attack during enemy phase, you get +3 to all stats until next player phase, which is kind of cool. But there's not too many like bulky female, like super bulky female units.
It's nice if you get hit by a magic attack, I suppose.
If you can, I have to say, it does sound kind of interesting if there's like late game maps. There do tend to be a reasonable number of magic enemies.
And Darkflyer in itself is a pretty nice class to stay in. I would say it's
also
niche.
you just have to master it. So you can like choose to not stay in it, but you don't get a ton of Abyssian seal. So just like be careful with it.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy them definitely by the cost renown, but yeah, I would say it's niche, probably to the lower end of it, honestly. But like, yeah, sure.
Crit +20. I mean, it's good.
Pretty
it's
fucking.
Crit +20. It's the War Master class skill, so only half the units of the game can have access to it. But still, it's really good. War Master is just a good class.
It's a really good skill. The main reason why War Master is the main class facilitated for like Vantage Wrath, other than like Wyvern Lord because movement flexibility. But like, yeah, just crit +20, really good.
And also, it's like literally free. Like you can't unequip it, so it's
I don't know.
Worthwhile.
Maybe lower a bit because ultimately it's a master class, but like probably below the prowesses. Yeah, fair enough.
Avoid +10. This is just like a free bonus that you get in any flying class, I'm pretty sure.
Except Wyvern Rider.
Wyvern Rider? Okay, Wyvern Rider doesn't have it. But Wyvern Lord, Falcon Knight, and Pegasus Knight all have Avoid +10 as a class skill.
Yes.
And it's okay. I mean, like, it's nice.
It's
like,
I suppose it's nice to have of the sheer value of availability. Like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like quality of life by definition.
I mean, it's not quality for life when you're fighting against it. That's for fucking sure.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Lock Touch, I want to put it... I'm not going to put it into terrible.
No. There are some... Okay, but it definitely should go above, like, the really meme ones in bad.
Okay, yeah, because, like, one thing with Lock Touch, and this is definitely not the same reason why you are putting it here, it's because I forget to get shit in battle preps all the time. Okay. And having a unit in Thief just makes my life so much easier.
I see. It is nice to have early on. You can just buy keys, but like, yeah, it's not terrible. It's not terrible by definition. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. The second Death Knight map, where you have all those winding corridors, it can be nice to have.
Yeah, it's nice there. Stealth. It's actually nice because stealth is like stillness in Radiant Dawn, where you will straight up get ignored unless there is no other valid target without stealth. Yes, it's actually guaranteed. It's the class skill of assassin. It's actually one of the one of the main reasons to go into that class. There is a meme you could do with like. Oh yeah, right. I forget that class is terrible. I mean, it would probably like the definition of niche, but like somewhere between like steel and defiant speed, probably, because this actually facilitates a lot of strategies. Honestly, it's like probably the reason you would want to ever go into a sword class.
Yeah. Okay. Lucky 7. This skill. You know what the. Wait. Does it always switch between them in a specific order, or is it random?
I don't know.
Okay, because if it was like turn 1, it gives
actually
strength,
no,
turn 2, it gives magic.
No, it's random. It's random. I just remembered. Yes.
Okay, so this is +5 every turn for the first. Oh, it's each turn. Oh, okay, that's it's still bad, but every turn it gives +5 to either strength, magic, speed, def res, hit, or avoid. +5 hit and avoid. Do I look like I was born last night?
Not even +5 dex, by the way, just +5 hit.
Yeah, it's class ability for Trickster, and Trickster's terrible. The only reason we even tolerate Trickster is because foul play is kind of stupid.
The only reason we tolerate Trickster is because in the shadows we don't even use it in the main game.
Yeah.
Realistically,
even in the main game, foul play.
I mean, you can even foul play. Like, why would you use foul play when you have so much other stuff in the main game?
Yeah, but it's like foul play. The way I see foul play, it's like smite ++, but you have to work harder to get it.
Because you're sacrificing one unit's movement to get another, so like whatever.
I think Lucky 7 is definitely bad. It's like the same level as Lock Touch, where it's like above the meme skills, but like this skill is like I kind of resent this skill because it's like actually like insulting.
Honestly, I wonder.
How do you think I play this game?
Honestly, I wonder whether it shouldn't go above like Lock Touch, and this shouldn't go above like Defiant Res? Is that Defiant Res?
Yeah, this is definitely Defiant Res.
No, that's Defiant Defense. Yeah, that's... Yes. Yes, there, okay. It's really... For the viewers, it's really late, so do forgive me, but like, I'm gonna try to finish this since we're really close.
Yeah, we're like super close to the end. Okay, now this again, it's unobtainable. These are all class skills except for Mastermind, which Yurita can technically get. So, well, I mean, this is a personal skill for whatever. This is Fire. Fire, it gives you 5 uses of Fire, I think.
10.
And if you have Fire, it gives you 10. Okay, it gives you 10 uses of Fire, and if you already have learned Fire, then it gives you another 10 uses. It's in Mage, but the issue with... And is it in Warlock?
No. No, it isn't.
Okay, so yeah, no.
It's nice for Hubert and
also all your magic units are already going to be in Mage.
Yeah.
In the intermediate, so it's like it's actually pretty nice to have.
It's nice. I would say it's like what the definition of nice to have, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. Now we have Miasma Alpha. Miasma Delta. It's the class ability for Dark Mage and Dark Bishop, and unless your name is Hubert, literally, like, if you go into this class, this is the only dark magic you're going to be able to get to use.
Yeah.
It's pretty stupid. Miasma by itself is not, like, a terrible spell, I'm pretty sure.
It's nice, but, like, the hit rate is an issue. It's, like, it has 2 more might, but 10 less hit than Fire, which is not ideal. It has more weight, so yeah.
Yeah, but, like, with... to be fair, though, like, hold up. Wait, no, but you can't, like... take it between classes. Yeah, so no, if it was a mastery skill, then I might I might think it was better, because like you could put Hubert into a class. Are there any classes that give you ×2 Dark Tome uses that males can access?
No.
Okay, well that's fucked. Yeah, no, it's niche. I think we put it like in niche because like only one unit. Well, I mean, I guess everybody gets use out of it, but like only one unit even wants to be like associated with this.
Probably below like stealth and that stuff. Somewhere in the lower. Somewhere in the lower half.
These 4 skills are like usable niche. Like yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Okay, heal +5, heal +10.
Heal's nice, gives you more uses. Okay, okay, rant about heal. Why the fuck would the developers give Balthus, the guy meant to showcase, you know, War Monk, Faith in Kindred Shadows, just for it to, like, you know, show, oh bro, you can have 5 heal uses. Thank you.
Yeah, and also his magic is dog shit, so you never use it anyways.
Yeah.
And his combat abilities are like really good.
In the main game, not in Kindred Shadows.
I mean, like, he's still like a reasonable.
I mean, it's still nice, but he's probably the worst unit in Kindred Shadows. The parallel universe where male Balef is better than female Balef, and Ash is a good unit.
Yeah. So the heal only gives you access to heal, 5 uses, or it doubles you. Same with Fire and
it's actually 10 uses, but the reason that Balthus has 5 is because Warmonk have spells. Epish. Yes, Trickster and Warmonk have spell uses.
What the hell? That's stupid. Man, I was planning on doing freaking Warmonk Mercedes in my in the run that I'm doing right now, so I could do Aura Knuckles strats for fun. But damn, I might not do that.
One fortify use, one fortify use.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, but like like giving you plus 10 heal uses. I mean, it's nice.
Yeah, it's
nice
nice
to have.
If you're spending a longer time on auxiliaries, you get more.
Yeah, and this is heal, white magic heal plus 5 and white magic heal plus 10. These skills are way better than you would expect because it works for physic and fortify and stuff.
Yep.
So this can turn you from healing like 6, physic is what, magic divided by 2?
Yes.
Let's say you have 24 magic on Mercedes. She's like a bishop, she just got into bishop or something, I don't know, my numbers might be off. She's healing 12 magic. This almost doubles the amount of magic that she heals. That's and also because this comes.
Did you put heal in nice to have? I don't know if I would put it that high. Honestly, it's probably like niche. To be fair, it's not that good to have that more spell uses. Honestly, yeah.
Heal plus 5 is heal plus 5. I genuinely think is bad because again, it's a priest skill. Nobody goes into priest.
I mean, you could go priest after you mastered mage.
Yes, but it's not but the mastery skill for priest is fucking miracle.
Okay, but like, think about it. If you have Fiendish Blow on a dedicated on a unit with like that's gonna be a dedicated mage, right? Why not go priest for the extra healing and the healing amount? You have Fiendish Blow already, so.
But like, I think by the time you've learned Fiendish Blow, you're already gonna be like level 10. So you can get
you mean level 20? No.
Level 20? No, never mind. Okay, I think White Magic Heal plus 10 is way better than White Magic Heal plus 5.
I mean, it is, yeah.
Because, I mean, okay, like, Mage is better than Priest, but Bishop is better than Warlock.
Depends on the unit, I suppose, but yeah.
Yeah, but like for the most part, like your status, giving your double status uses are like more important, especially for stuff like, yeah, you can double your physic uses and also like double the effectiveness of it with like somebody like Mercedes or somebody else that has physic. This is useless for like actually it's kind of funny because like so many units in the game get recover. It is basically useless for all of them, but I mean like a lot of those units are like physical units, so who cares? Yeah, where do you want to put these? I think I want to put this in nice to have.
Yeah, definitely.
Like around here.
Sure.
And I want to put White Magic Heal plus 5 into like.
I would say it's nice to have it like lower half of it.
Okay, above Sword Fair then.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, bow range plus 1, bow range plus 2.
Probably always worth because.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Bow range plus.
I think bow range plus 2 is actually unironically worse because
yes.
This is in sniper and you get hunters while you.
And our bow range plus 1 is also in archer, so yeah, reverse the order ironically.
I think these go above the crit skills though. Mastermind.
Yeah,
Mastermind. I love Mastermind. This is obviously Lasithia's personal. Yuritsa also gets it, which makes his authority, quote unquote, Bane even more like irrelevant.
I mean, he already joins with B. You don't really need A on him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's already irrelevant, but then this makes it even more stupid.
The main thing about it is that he can master classes really quickly when he joins.
Really nice.
It's By the way, I should mention that it's not 4 times with a knowledge gem, it's 3 times because it's plus 100%.
Okay, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's still good. I just want to mention it.
Yeah. One thing, this is really helpful because Rito only starts off with E rank flying, and so you can get him up to a rank where he can certify for flying class super quickly.
Well, you can't. That doesn't help him because you need to actually be in a flying class to get that experience. It doesn't affect tutoring or goalie XP.
Oh right.
It only affects in combat things, but yeah, it's great. I would say it's, I mean, always worthwhile probably by definition.
Well, I mean, Yuritsa, again, he has a lot of things that he wants to equip. Like, he has Battalion Wrath, like, Mastermind, Darting Blow, Glowing Ember, like, so much shit, but yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Especially that, it's always nice to have class masteries faster, get more combat weapon experience. Yeah.
Okay, I want to put this in the meta fine, because it's double warp uses.
What is that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then after that, I think the next best one is Dark Magic times 2, and then Black Magic times 2 is the worst 33, while still being okay. Like, what are you gonna get out of doubling your Ragnarok uses?
What are you gonna get out of doubling your Meteor and Bolting uses, I suppose?
Oh yeah, but I mean, Meteor and Bolting are nice.
But yeah, honestly, yeah, Dark Magic is still probably better because like Lysithea, you can double Dark Spikes and Luna, for example.
Yeah, like Lysithea has a freaking Swiss Army knife in her spell list for some reason, and they're like, and this lets her use all of those twice. Always worthwhile, right? Because you're already going into Memory.
Yeah, I figured. Okay. Yeah, it's not meta defining. It's always nice. Yeah, Dark Magic and then Black Magic just below it probably. Why not? Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, last skill in the game, bad. It's plus 3 damage dealt and minus 3 damage taken from adjacent enemies, and this is on Byleth. And again, you have way better things to be doing. I guess it's on Rhea too, so you can use it on the Ash Catherine paralog guys.
Yeah, sure. And I don't know. I would say it's niche because when you do get it, it's actually sort of nice because it's plus 3 attack and plus 3 protection.
Yeah, I guess it is nice for like. It's definitely nice because you like. Aren't you immediately?
And you also get.
Oh, no, you're not
and remember, you also get plus 20% EXP gained on kill on anything really when adjacent to Byleth anyway. So it's just like stacking that roll.
Yeah, that is true actually. Yeah, this is like Inspiration Demoiselle on Felicia or Elise and Fates, but different.
Sure, why not?
Okay, yeah, and this is unobtainable. So
best skill in the game by definition.
Yeah, but we don't know. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's the only skill that's better than hit plus 20. Yeah. It's fear of missing out. So you know, one day when they release a patch and make it obtainable, we'll use it and we'll know that it was the best skill in the game, and you'll come back and we'll tell you that we were right all along.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, these are all of our skills. That's a lot of skills. I mean, it's actually less than what we did in Fates, which is crazy to think of.
Jesus.
Yeah, but in Fates we had like 150 or something. So.
Oh my God.
It was 3 2-hour-long videos. Yeah, and all of them have like over 5,000 views. So like, I guess people like it.
Nice.
Yeah, no. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like. Make sure you check out Rengor's channel in the description. He has some great content. I learned a lot about Three Houses maddening meta because I'd only played like a little bit of maddening. Rengor's like video on the tier list actually inspired me to continue my first maddening run, and I actually managed to get the piss screen. So like it's because of him. So yeah, check it out. There's a lot of great stuff. There's obviously the 0% growth runs, which are pretty insane to me still, but like as I grow as a player, I can understand that it's possible. There's just like, please check out his channel. I'll leave it in the description. If you did like this video, leave a like. Subscribe if you do want to see more. Make sure to go into Rengor and make sure to contact Rengor as much as you can and tell him that Aegis and Prowess are actually good. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.
See ya.